And we're live. Hello.
I need to see your pretty face. I forgot I took my glasses off.
So this is kind of an impromptu stream. Sort of. It was a little planned, but
A little bit. Just
it's
slightly.
kind of, yeah, kind of just a
That's how we
catch-up
like to roll.
stream. Yeah, this is the first Saturday I have off in like a year and a half, so
That's
or 2 years.
crazy.
Crazy.
I bet it's you probably woke up, you're like, it's Saturday. Am I late?
Yeah, right. Yep, exactly. Although I went shopping with my sister today, so I had to get up anyway. But since I've been doing like early morning shifts, I just wake up at 6 naturally now,
Yeah.
so it doesn't feel that weird.
Anytime I go to bed early, instead of, staying up watching something on my phone until like midnight, my body's
Hmm.
like, oh, you only want 5 hours of sleep? And I was like, no, I went to bed early for a reason.
Right, right, right.
I was trying to do you a service, and now you're trying to wake me up. I'm not a fan of that.
Hmm.
Especially when the sun's not up yet. It's like spring.
Yeah.
Oh well, it is what it is. What can you do?
Hmm. Oops.
The joys of being an adult and getting older. Wake up earlier.
I know. And going to bed earlier. It's so weird. I can't stay up till like midnight anymore.
I guess if you had it, well, I shouldn't, but I always do. I get distracted and I'm
Yeah.
like TikTok, and I'm like, oh, I really should not. I need to
Hmm.
hide this app, put it somewhere else.
I know. I put my phone on my charger away from me sometimes.
You're like, I need you to go away.
Yep.
Just disappear from existence.
I'm on TikTok way too much.
It
But
gets addicting.
I know. I'm also making content though, so it's half and half.
I did post a video, but then before that video that I posted, I
Hmm.
don't even know how long ago it was. I'll have to look. Sound removed. Why was the sound removed? It literally was in
Oh,
your. It literally was like on TikTok, and I clicked on it, so that's annoying. Anyway,
yeah, TikTok can be weird. They
um,
have very strict, weird rules.
yeah. Well, I mean, if it's like an audio that you have posted to be able to be used, copyright claim. Okay, well, I guess I can change the sound.
Was it someone else's video?
No, it's mine. That's
I don't
really
know.
weird. And it's like, that's weird. Wonder if I can put it back on, see what happens.
Hmm.
Mm, I'll pick a different song. How it works. Okay. But yeah, before that, it was February 27th.
Hmm.
And then I posted 4 days ago. It's
Nice.
the light stick I bedazzled.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yes. It took forever, but I love it.
Oh, sweet.
I always say I'm not going to do another one. And then I'm like, but what if I did?
That'd be
And then
fun.
I do something.
Hmm.
Like
And
it's addictive.
you're gonna go see Monster X soon, right?
Yes. And I already decorated
Yay.
their light stick. This is theirs.
Oh, nice.
It's all blingy.
That's very
I don't have
pretty.
any batteries near me, I don't think. I don't. But it's pretty when it lights up.
Hmm.
Light sticks are kind of like proplicas. They're like, I don't know, like the Sailor Moon proplicas, like the
Hmm.
wands and stuff. Because I
Yeah.
used to have those, and then I sold all but one. Because I had almost all of her wands except for one, but I ended up reselling them. But then it made my heart happy because there was one of them that I sold somebody and they left a review and he was like, I literally started crying when I was opening up the box. And I was like, I'm so happy I went to a good home. Like that just made me like it. I was like, oh, this is my favorite one. I was like, it needs to go to a new home though. And then when I saw that review and I was like, best decision. Just knowing that someone was like enjoying it so much, just like it just made me happy.
That's really sweet.
Yeah, I agree. So, but I kept her first one, the Crescent Moon one, because my sisters got me that one. I was like, I should hold on to that one. So I did.
That's good.
Yep. It sucks when you have to look at a collection and be like, I should really slim down a little bit. And you're like, do I have to? And you're like, yes.
I don't. I just buy more boxes.
You're like, I'll just find more spots to put it.
Exactly.
Oh, look, an empty shelf. Goes to IKEA, buys another shelf. I got a whole new shelf now.
Right. Exactly. Then you can fill it.
Exactly. Now I can fill it with everything. Yeah, that's how I was with like my K-pop. I was like, I don't need a big shelf, and now here I am with 2 bookshelves, and I have a cube shelf over here and a cube shelf over here, and I'm like, oh no, oh
Yeah,
no.
you also collect like K-pop albums too, and that can get
Yes, that's all
crazy.
here is K-pop albums.
Mm-hmm.
And then binders of photo cards, which I never thought I would get into photo card collecting.
Yeah.
But it's so fun. I was like, I get it, because I always would think, I don't understand why someone would want to collect a card with like a picture on it. Just I don't get that. And I'm like, I get it.
Yeah. I used to collect like Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards, so I understand. I know it's a little different, but it's kind of.
It's still fun. Like you get the random packs. Like essentially
Yeah.
buying an album is like buying a booster pack. You're buying a booster pack. You don't know
A
what's in
very
there.
expensive booster pack.
Not all of them.
Oh, they're not all expensive? Okay.
Well, no. I mean, on
you get a CD,
average,
so.
well, in the US they do cost more.
Yeah.
I actually set up a Korean address to forward things to a Korean address
Oh
because
yeah, I've heard you do that.
companies charge way too much in shipping
Mm-hmm.
because like an album that's like this big, they'll want to charge like $30 to ship it. And I'm like,
Right.
I know how DHL shipping works and it's a flat rate for the box. So
The
I don't
same
understand why you're wanting to charge me so much.
the same thing happens with like art books from Japan. So this is like the art book Forgiven.
Mm-hmm.
And this was like $40 at Kinokuniya. But then if you look at the price in yen, it's only like 2,400 yen in Japan.
Ugh, I hate it.
Which,
Yeah.
I mean, I get it because of the, you have to ship it and then there's like exchange rates or whatever, but like
The yen
and
is
they
weak
also have to like make a
right now.
profit, I guess, but
Ugh. Well, that's the price with a profit. If it's a
that's
bookstore, they're
true.
buying it at a discount anyway.
Oh,
And if
that's
they're
true.
not, then they're doing it wrong. They're not buying the bulk pricing, which is
Oh,
what
that's a
they
good
should
point.
be. Yeah.
They probably are.
Yeah. I mean, I know
My
every
mhm.
publisher and author may have a different like guidelines. Like at my work, I can see what our costs on products are. Um, so like something that we sell on our website for $50, we may buy it for $10, but another $50 product we may pay $20 for. So it just kind of, even though maybe they're similar in part, but it just depends on the deal my company gets with them and how much they're promising to like buy from them and
Right.
stuff. So,
That makes sense.
mhm. And I would imagine if it's an unknown or new author, they probably aren't going to buy a lot because they probably can't they don't know if they're going to be able to sell it. So then it's like, okay, if you're only buying 10 copies versus the 150 you bought of this other book, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, interesting to hear. To know that. I know I find that kind of stuff fascinating, but I went to school for business, so I guess that makes sense.
Right.
Just saying like the constant change and flexing of like markets and My favorite class was when it was personal finance, and we had to pick
Mhm.
3 stocks to just watch, like any stocks that we wanted to just watch. And just like every week we'd go, okay, what's your stock looking like and what's going on, and try to find like, okay, well, why did it drop? Can we find reasons of why it dropped and stuff like that? So
Mhm.
it was
Yeah, that's really
fascinating.
interesting.
hmm
Mhm.
And it's always funny when people say, oh, I've lost money in the stock market. My teacher would always say, you don't lose money unless you sell it less than what you bought it for. So if you still own it, you haven't gained or lost anything. I was like, true,
That's a good
very
point.
true.
Mhm.
Such lies.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
really understand the stock market, so I don't really do it.
it is very complicated. Like
Mhm.
I like the exchange, like essentially it's like you're a shareholder, you're buying a part of that company.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, the most expensive one, there's one that's so sometimes what happens is they'll split a stock. So say for instance, you have a business, you went into the stock market, you have 100 shares.
Mhm.
And then it becomes you're growing, and then your per share, maybe you started at like $5 a share, but now it's up to 100. You're like, these shares are getting really expensive, so now you've cut your shares in half. So now
Mhm.
instead of 100 you have 200. So now everyone
Oh,
has, so if
okay.
it's 1 share per person, now each person has 2 shares worth $50. So then it's like, oh well, I could, maybe I want to sell half, one of my shares and just keep one. Then that allows someone to still have a share in the company, but sell one if they want to. And then it can just keep going and going and going. And so someone could end up with 1 share at the beginning, but then the company gets so big and maybe they end up with like thousands. Then they're like, you know, they can kind
Yeah.
of trade and exchange, sell and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
didn't think you'd learn that today, did you?
Nope.
And you do get a buyout every year. You're supposed to. I think it's called a dividend. And there's a
Mhm.
formula you can figure out to be able to figure out what per share would get. So it's pretty much technically the company is supposed to give you part of their profits.
Okay.
But say you own 1 million shares in Google and I own one, they're like, we're going to keep you happy because you own 1 million shares. So we're going to pay you out. But we ran out of money for the one person who has the one. So we're not paying you this year.
Oh my gosh.
So they can do that too.
Yeah, that sounds stressful.
So yeah, it's really is a gamble because you could sell it, and I don't know if they have to still pay you if you sell it. I don't know. That'd be a good question to ask someone who
Hmm.
understands it a little bit more than I do at this point. But the most expensive one is like a couple thousand per share.
Oh wow.
Berkshire Hathaway, they've never split their shares. That's why it's an investment company,
Hmm.
so they make a lot of money, and very rich people own their shares. It's probably the owners that have the shares. It's people in the know that have the shares, kind of a thing, probably.
Hmm.
I want you to open your mail. I want to see what you got.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's see. I think I ordered this from
Are
a
they books?
TikToker. Yeah. Of
What in
course. What else
my
do I
house?
buy?
Manga,
Actually, they're probably
BL,
manga.
anything with paper, a paper
I put
bound.
I put them together. So I had, I think, yeah, I think I know what this is. So there was a seller on, or a person on TikTok who wanted to sell some of their collection.
hmm
And this is a series that I had gotten rid of, which I can't get out.
And then you had a little bit of a seller's remorse and be like, I want
No.
that back.
Oh
No?
yeah, yeah. Oh that, yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
I don't regret buying this now, I mean, but yeah. Because I don't think I had the whole series, but when I had to move, I kind of just threw whatever into boxes, and then some of them I was like, just take these boxes to Goodwill, just take it, and I didn't really think about it.
Yeah. Because you saw something on top and you're like, oh, yeah, that's the Goodwill box or
Yeah,
something.
and then there were some series that I brought with me, and I'm like, why the hell did I bring this?
You're like, why are you still here? It's
Yeah,
probably like that manga series that always pops up and you're like, I thought I got rid of you about 5 years ago, and you keep popping up.
I actually made a video on TikTok talking about one of the series that I regret buying. And it was one of the series that just kind of ended up in my box to be moved. And now it's just sitting on my shelf, and I'm like,
Well,
I
now
don't
you
like
can't get
you.
rid of it.
Yeah, I know. So the series that I got is Honey So Sweet. I don't know if you've heard of
Oh,
this one.
I have 4. I think I have the first 4, and it's so cute. I have never finished it.
Oh, you're lucky because volume 2 is so hard to find right now.
Do you want my
Um,
copies?
maybe if you don't want them, because it's
I
funny.
mean,
Because I have volume 1, and then this is 5 through 8.
let me. I think that
If
might
you
be
don't
still in
want
a
them.
box. So I think I only took out manga I haven't read, so that's probably still in a box. But you know what? It was the first thing I ever bought from Macari
Oh, cool.
because they're like, "Hey, you have a new account. You have free money," and I was like, "Okay."
Oh, they give you free money for making an account?
I think so. I can also send you if you've never bought on it. I can give you a link or code, and it will also give you a discount as well.
Ooh,
Honey,
I would
so
love
sweet.
that.
I have volumes 1 and 2.
That's
I
fine.
guess I only have 1 and 2, but you need 2 because you have 1, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll send
If
you
you don't
2.
want it, thank you.
It needs to go to a good home. I've had it for
Yes.
a while. I
Yay.
still have that box of manga that I was going to send you like
I
forever ago.
know.
It's literally, I open my closet every once in a while and I'm like, oh, there's that box I need to send. I need to bring it down, open it.
I
And
know.
like, I don't
I've
remember
almost
what's in
asked
there.
you about it like a few times, and then I'm like,
I
I
keep
don't
forgetting.
know.
That's what I'm gonna work on. I have Tuesday off. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mail it to you on Tuesday. Resend me
Yay.
your new address so I make sure.
I
Because then
will.
weren't you having something weird with your address?
So the only thing weird is that I can't get like paper mail. So I can get packages fine. I don't
Can
know
it go,
why.
does it have to be packages through like UPS or can it be
Probably.
post office?
I don't know. I don't know if it
Because
matters.
I wonder if
Because
it's
like
like
the only thing is that like the mailboxes don't work. They're like tiny though. Like they wouldn't put a package in a mailbox. It's weird.
true,
I don't know why
but like when
it's
people have
like
PO
that.
boxes, they're like, oh, I don't get any USPS deliveries at my street address, so I have a PO box instead.
Oh, I don't have a PO box.
But you
So
can have like the postman brings you packages,
yeah,
just
the
not mail.
postman leaves it on the doorstep. So
Oh, okay. Oh, that's weird.
I don't know. Maybe they fixed it by now. I also just did my what do you call it? Change of address. Like I did
Hmm.
it a little late. Because I have a manga that I pre-ordered like last year and forgot about, and
Oh
they're like,
no.
"It's coming to your old address," and I was like, "Dang it!"
You're like, oh no,
So
please, let's not. No, let's
yeah,
not have
so
that go there.
we'll hopefully see it soon. I mean, if I have to
Yeah.
buy it again, I will, but
Hopefully, they can redirect it to you.
hopefully. I also got it's kind of weird. I also got a package um from for the last owner or last renter, I guess, and I need to
Hmm.
figure out what to do with it. I guess I can just bring it to the post office. I don't know.
Well, I would write on it. I would bring it to the post office and write on it and say like not at this address anymore. And then if they
That's a
have
good idea.
a forwarding or if they set up mail forwarding, then they'll take care of it. If you don't,
Okay.
it's just going to come back to you.
Oh, that's true. Okay, okay.
Because when I moved into the last apartment I was at, I opened up the mailbox and it was like stuffed with stuff. And I'm like,
Mhm.
so I
Yeah,
just
maybe I
like
should have.
I brought it up to like the office of the apartment. I was like, this is not my mail. Can you like forward it or do something? They're like, yeah, we'll take care of it. 2 days later, it was all in my mailbox.
Oh no.
I was like, you're kidding me. So then on every piece of mail, not at this address, not at this address, not at this address. And then
Oh.
eventually I just stopped caring because I've been there for almost a year and I
Hmm.
was still getting things from like, to me, important things like child services and like
Hmm.
several things from like the IRS and like the IRS won't do mail forwarding. So I'm like, I don't,
Oh.
yeah, they don't do mail forwarding. Like I knew it was a tax return. I was like, I don't know what else to, there's nothing I can do.
That
So I
sucks.
just shredded it and threw it away. Like, what, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, There's some things like I live with like my sisters and stuff now, and like, but there's some things that I still have mailed to my parents, like anything for my car. I just have it mailed to my parents because it's just, I don't know. Sometimes we've had a few weird random things with the mail here, and I'm like, if I'm getting any notice for my car or like anything like that, I need to make sure it gets delivered.
Yeah.
Anything else, I can probably just figure it out and whatever. But yeah, was that your only piece of mail? Was your manga?
Yeah.
That manga was cute when the 2 volumes that I read. I remember it
It
being
is a
really cute.
really cute series. I love the art.
Yes, the art is really pretty, and I like the watercolor on the covers that they use.
Yeah,
It's
it's
really
really
pretty.
nice.
So I'm pretty sure my mail is perfume and photo cards.
Oh, fun.
As I ran into, so there's this person on TikTok that's like really, oh, these are the photo cards. I want to open up the scent first. There's a girl on TikTok who she's like really into scents. Like she has a huge collection of just like perfumes, oils, scents, all kinds of stuff. But she also will do things of like, oh, this celebrity wears this and this celebrity wears that. And it's just, I don't know, I find that interesting because there's apparently some that use Febreze. And I find that fascinating that there's a handful of celebrities who literally can afford almost anything and they're using Febreze.
Wow.
And I'm just like, what? And I
That's
ran into
amazing.
this scent. It's a expensive scent, so I have a sample that I bought for $10.
Oh my
But it's
gosh.
like it's supposed to smell like Earl Grey and citrus, and I'm like, oh, I would love that. No, it's great. I don't know how I feel about this one. It's not bad, but it's definitely more floral than I thought.
Oh.
It's not bad though. Maybe I just need to let it sit. It's not bad. Then I bought more perfume because I'm like, I would guess it was just on a perfume kick. I don't know. And I don't have a knife with me, or there's scissors. Oh, it was citrus blossom, so that's probably the floral smell. Citrus blossom. Sometimes those descriptions of smells are very deceiving because I'll read it and I'm like, ooh, that smells like it would be good, and then I'm smelling it. I'm like, I feel like my nose is being attacked right now.
Yeah, they can be like strong too.
Yeah, some of them are super strong, where it's like you need like a half a spray and like. So one is supposed to be rain. It's in the watery musk family.
Oh.
There's that one. And then this one is citron fig. Citron, which is citrus.
Oh, that sounds nice.
And I gotta spray the other arm. Hopefully I can still smell it. That other smell floating around. Ooh, I like that. Yep. Citron fig. I knew I was gonna like that one.
Good.
This one's from Clean Beauty. They just have like very like this basic, nothing fancy bottles and stuff. This one is the rain. There was a rain smell that Bath and Body Works had that I loved because it kind of sounds terrible. It smelled like wet dirt. Like that fresh rain smell.
I know you're talking about.
They don't sell it anymore. And then I saw this and I was like, ooh, is it going to smell like fresh wet dirt? Oh, it sounds terrible.
No, I get it.
But I like that smell. Oh. And they only had this one in a bigger one, so I really hope I like it. There's too many smells going on around here. I'm gonna spray this on a bag. Ooh. Or on my leg too, that works. Ooh. Got the alcohol smell. I'm gonna fan it. I hate it when that happens and you're like, oh nope, straight alcohol. Ooh, I'm gonna like this one a lot. I knew it. I
Is
know
it
me so
similar to
well.
the other smell?
I think it's better
Oh, good.
because it has like a woodsy smell to it too.
Mm,
So I made good decisions. Yay.
that's good.
Maybe minus the sample. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, at least it was only a sample and you didn't buy a whole bottle.
Yeah, the whole bottle was like $200. I was like,
Ooh.
yeah, no.
Wow, I didn't realize how expensive those were.
Yeah, perfume can get super expensive. I have one that someone gave me as a gift a while ago that is so nice, and I'm like, I don't even want to know how much they've spent, how much that costs, because it's an expensive brand.
Right.
Now I'm opening up the photo cards, and I'm super excited because these are really
Yay.
cute.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Oh, it's so cute. I bought them. I bought one for me and one for a friend because it's like
Oh.
So what they do, so they call them like pre-order cards. So if you pre-order an album, like this is ATEEZ. So
Mm-hmm.
say ATEEZ has a new album coming out. If you pre-order it from a specific shop or online store, they'll include a random photo card of one of the members. But like every store does it.
Oh, okay.
So there's like tons of different ones. Oh my god, it's so cute. He has a bunny rabbit plushie.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
it's so cute. His name is
Amazing.
Hongjun. That's
Mm-hmm.
my friend's favorite member or bias.
Oh.
And then this is Mingy from ATEEZ. And he's indeed a bunny rabbit too.
Oh, so cute.
They're so cute. Yep, that's my life is photo cards. They have a full set that I bought because I couldn't resist. It was one of those store cards, but it was which binder is it in? This one? No. Below. I'm losing my mind. Oh, it's this binder. They did they did Harry Potter, so they're all in Harry Potter robes.
Oh.
It's so cute. Yeah,
Cute.
this is what brings me joy is photo cards. It gets addicting too.
Oh, I bet.
Because then when they do fan signs, they'll be like, oh, if you buy an album to enter to maybe win a fan sign, you get a random photo card.
Oh.
Never ending. Ask Shanna.
Hello.
Hello. We just opened mail.
Yeah, I can show what I got again.
Yes, because it's a cute manga.
Yeah.
It's crazy that one is. So I don't get it. How is volume 2 the expensive one and hard to get?
I think that one's out of print possibly, or
What about 1?
one I don't think is out of print.
See, that's confusing to me. Why would volume 2?
I'll have to look it up because I know that the market is really weird right now. And a lot of people think maybe it's not out of print, but it's out of stock. It might still be in print. Sometimes they do
Oh, okay.
restock. Let me check. I don't
I
know
guess it
how
would
to.
be. I guess it could be a thing where they printed so many of volume 1s. Those are floating around everywhere. And I know they're probably still having issues printing things or keeping up with printing. That if a whole bunch of people decide to dive into a new manga, everyone's going to rebuy or purchase volume 1. But if volume 2, because isn't it where volume 1 they usually print more, and then as the series goes on, less and less and less are printed?
Yeah, it depends. Let me see what printing this is. Just because I'm curious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is a first printing.
Oh, look at you getting first press.
I used to have these, so I guess that's cool. I'm trying to check on their official website because I know, like, if you check like an Amazon or like a seller,
Yeah.
there
There's
it's
no way.
volume 1 is unavailable on Amazon, and
Hmm.
that's usually how I'm like, okay, that's probably out of print, maybe. Let me search the title.
Usually, if I see it on see something on Amazon and I think it's out of print, it's when like the resellers have like some stupid obnoxious price for it.
That could also just be out of stock.
Mm.
Let me go to series debut. This was printed in 2016. I
I
don't
still
think
have
it.
that. I have like a little note because I know you and. Are you still looking? Because I made it like you're like I'm looking for this copy, the Snow White with Red Hair Volume 3. Are you still looking for that one?
Yes,
And Jitsu Volume 4.
I think so. Well, the Snow White with red hair is up to volume like 17 now or something crazy.
Oh wow.
I'm like way behind. I'm kind of doing it slowly though.
Well, sometimes that's a good thing to do. Like there's still more there, so
Okay, so on Right Stuff, it says that Honey So Sweet is out of stock, expecting more. So I don't
okay.
think it's actually out of print.
Okay. So it's just trying to keep up with the demand.
Yeah.
Makes sense. There
Yeah.
was one I started reading, something gray, the gray witch, gray. It's about this girl. Her mom is a witch, and she has these tennis shoes that when she wears them, she goes from being like her kid self to like 18.
Oh.
I can't remember. I have it on the shelf. I can see it, but there's also something else in front of it, so I only see like that much of the spine. But the art is beautiful, and I'm just gonna go get it
Okay.
because it's so pretty. Maybe it's ah. It's Rain in the Gray World.
Oh, my friend read that one.
It's like super pretty artwork. But she has like this run in with this like pervert guy. So this guy is like kind of obsessed with like her older self.
Yeah, I have heard of that one.
So I was like, that's a little weird. And like she still acts like a little kid.
Yeah,
Oh no.
I know that it ends and there's nothing weird that happens between them. So
Okay.
he's just a weird character.
Yeah.
And I think it focuses on something else too. So that's not like
Oh, okay. So it's probably just
as
the
the story
intro.
goes on, it evolves, if that makes sense.
Yeah, there's her mom. I love her mom. She's so pretty.
Oh my gosh, I love that art.
It's so pretty. Because I
I
just
think
there's like so much going on, like there's like flowers and like a little stockade. Like there's just tons of like little things like
mhm.
built into the art. That's really pretty.
That's my favorite is when they like focus on the details.
Yeah. Or it's like it's like so full that it's like, oh, I didn't notice I had that, and I didn't notice I had that, and
Hmm.
like here's a little ice cream cone with hearts and sprinkles on it, and
Right.
it's super cute. The art is beautiful. I agree. That's why I
Mhm.
also like art blocks.
I
And that's
know.
what got me really wrapped into K-pop because I was talking to Shannon. She goes, like, before I even bought like my first album, she goes, K-pop is going to get you in trouble. I was like, what do you mean? She goes, every album comes with a photo book. And I was like,
Oh my
what do you
god.
mean? What do you mean? So essentially, I'm just buying a whole bunch of photo books.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've been tempted to try to get into some of them. Um, I almost
I
bought I
who
almost bought the Blackpink one.
I feel like you would like Blackpink.
I love Blackpink already, but I have to
I
like bite the bullet and start collecting.
I feel like you would like this album.
Oh,
His name is Key. He's from a group called
Sonova?
Shiny. This is a solo
Oh, okay.
album he just did.
I've heard
And
of
it's like
Shiny.
everything, like all of the different versions, like this looks like an old like comic because it has like that.
That's so cool.
And it's like, I loved his logo, like on the CD. It has like it looks like a very like Rocky Horror Picture Show kind of a thing.
I love it. I'm gonna look
and
it up
it's
right
like now. Just like I love the aesthetic of it. It's so pretty.
Their name's Key, right? Oh, I see.
Yes, Key.
Oh.
He's kind of fabulous and amazing. I love him.
I love
I
the
think you would love
art.
Key. But he has that
Like
because usually there's different versions. So there's this version. There's another one I have that's kind of hidden, and it looks like an old like computer game box.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what it reminds me of. Or no, it looks like a cereal box because it looks like it has ingredients on the side. And then there's another one called the Space Ray Gun version, and it looks like an old like toy box. Like the little photo book is about like that big, and it's like plastic, and then it has like a backing where it looks like it's supposed to be like hung up like on a little peg, like you pick up like a toy or something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, I don't know. I love the aesthetic. And apparently he had to like fight to get what he wanted because they wanted him to change the concept, and he was like, absolutely not.
Oh.
This is what I want. And that's what he got. And like everyone loved it. He ended up winning one of their like awards and stuff like that for it. And it's a great album. And it's very 80s. Very 80s feel. I love it.
Oh, I love that.
Yes. So good. I love it. But yeah.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. I think you would also like a group called ITZY.
Mm-hmm.
I've been really liking their music a lot.
Yeah.
ITZY is really good.
I'll have to look them up.
You would like Hyuna. Oh, she did they're now engaged, but at the time it was her boyfriend. Where's that at? Oh, such the cutest album ever. It's so cute. And like all throughout, it's like it's a hard book, and it's like holographic and everything. I'm like, this is so extra.
That's awesome.
And like all throughout the book, the photo book, they have like different quotes from like Romeo and Juliet.
Mm-hmm.
So it's supposed to be like their Romeo and Juliet kind of a thing.
Oh.
But like everything is just so like
that's
super
really
colorful,
cute.
glitter, gems. He says, "You are my Juliet."
Oh.
So cute. And her outfits, oh, she's so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And I love her like bright blue hair that she had. Like, I love this outfit. She's so pretty.
Adorable.
I love it. Highly recommend her music too. I think you would like her a lot.
Ooh, I'm gonna add them to my like wish list.
Yes, Hyuna. 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 Do you know who Psy is?
Yes.
She's.
Wait, no, I don't. I'm thinking of someone else.
Gangnam Style.
Yeah, okay, yes, okay, got it.
Okay, I was like, everyone knows that song.
You said she, and then I was like, wait, maybe I don't.
Yes, U.S. artists do need to step up or get their game. I completely. Yeah. Especially when you watch like the award ceremony where they do like end of the year like music award ceremonies, and like they blow like their performances. There'll be like fire, like Stray Kids did something where one of them was like had a sword that was on fire, and then they had like this tank and like all this stuff, and it was just like they don't do that here.
Yeah.
And it's just like because like the average prices like in Korea, like this album would cost like $15. And you got the album, it comes with like these postcard things, and it comes with like a lenticular card. Yeah, it's just like little postcards of them, and there's like a lot. And then here you spend $15-$20 on a CD, and maybe the lyrics are in the CD.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense because you're like importing, kind of, or I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, I guess. But then you think about like other bands that are like U.S. bands or something that we normally get, and the
Mm-hmm.
CDs are like what 12 to 15 or whatever. I don't know what the. I haven't bought a CD in so long.
I
It's been a
obviously haven't bought a
while.
CD in so long.
Well, a US CD.
I know. It's just
I was
it's so
looking for
weird.
some because I like some bands that I just want to support.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of hard to find some of my favorites because like they're not like in like a Target or something, you know.
Right. And Target now has some K-pop albums. Like they have NCT, they have Stray Kids now, ITZY, BTS, TXT, and Hyphen. Which TXT has a new album coming out, and they went from like cute skater boys to like head to toe leather belts, and I was like, what is going on?
Hmm.
How did you go from cute skater boy to like? And of course, their title track is called "Good Boy Gone Bad," and I'm like, their fans are gonna just be on the floor. I just know
Yeah.
it. They're just gonna be like, yep, disintegrate into stardust. That's what's gonna happen.
Hmm. They know with like marketing though that that's what the fans want too, so
Yeah.
they get it.
Oh yeah. K-pop is definitely the epiphany of capitalism.
Yeah.
They know how to get
And
your money real quick. Photo
and
pod, done.
even like idle anime and idle like phone games and
Yes.
stuff too.
Yep. When they do like the collabs with like Sanrio, and
Oh
you're
my
like, I gotta
god.
get that like
I
glittery
actually
Sanrio plushie now. Like, I gotta get the badge. I gotta get the acrylic stand. I gotta get it all.
it's funny you mentioned that because I have
Oh my gosh, is
the
that a blanket?
the Sanrio Yuri on Ice blanket.
Oh, that's so cute.
It was one of the few things I like pre-ordered when I was buying a bunch from Amiyami, and it
Uh-huh.
stayed with me forever. I'm
As
so
it
happy.
should.
It's become my dog's blanket.
Oh, well, I feel like most animals, that's what they do. They're like, it's mine now. It's
Here you
like,
go.
and then you can't tell them no because you're like, oh, you're
Oh,
just
I
so
know.
cute.
Hmm.
You're so cute. I can't tell you no.
Yep.
CD Japan, someone was saying something about buying CDs from CD Japan. Mia did.
Mm.
Um, their shipping has gotten super expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I did an order because surprise, surprise, Stray Kids has a Japanese album, and of course I have to buy it.
Yeah.
And I was like, just seeing, because usually what I saw was for one item for DHL was like $15. Now it's like upwards of like $30. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, and I was like just curious, so I was kept adding like tons and tons and tons of their albums just to see if it would go up, and it never went up. And I had like 30 albums in there, and I'm like, this seems suspicious.
Yeah, I was also looking at like anime recently too,
Hmm.
and like some of the prices of like brand new anime are real like
It's
especially
ridiculous, and I feel like
especially Funimation.
that's what started steering me away from like figure collecting because it was
Mhm.
just it got like two to three close to $300 for one figure, and it's like
Mhm.
I can't, and
Yep.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
What?
I get it. It's nice that hopefully the artists are getting more money and stuff like that, but it's just I don't know. It's probably not the artist getting more money. It's
Yeah.
probably going elsewhere, and it's crazy.
It's what's weird though. I was looking on I think it was Right Stuff, and the so what is it? Hypnosis Mike the anime.
Hmm.
So that is priced the same price as a standard dubbed Funimation set, and it's not dubbed. Like it's $48, and like a standard
See,
like 12 episode dub set is the same price. So I was like, what is? So they're all the same price now? I'm just confused, but I don't know.
yeah,
Maybe that's
it's
just standard. I don't know.
well, I got frustrated because I bought the limited edition Code Realize game
Hmm.
when it
Oh
was
yeah,
still on the Vita, when Vita was still a thing.
I have the Switch one.
So, and it comes like the Vita one comes in a huge box. Like there's a tapestry, there's a can badge, one of each character, Cardia, and I even think there's one for the dog. I'm pretty sure. Um,
Hi Shay, thanks for joining us.
and then like that was like $60. And I think there was a few other things in there. I can't remember all that was in there, but it was packed with stuff. And then when the Code Realize DVD Blu-ray came out, it was like $50. And I'm like, the cover was terrible. I'm sorry. Code Realize is a beautiful game and it's a beautiful anime. There's so much good art that they could have picked, and they picked such a, like, if you looked at the Code Realize DVD cover, to me it looks like a really bland, boring period piece. Like that's what it looks like. And it's not. And maybe it's because I love that game. Like, I always suggest that game to people if they're like, hey, I've never played an Otome game. What's a good Otome game? I'm going to say Code Realize, because Cardia is such a good, strong main character that I feel like gives a good impression of the genre to people. And then the music for the menu was disgusting.
I thought you were talking about the game.
Absolutely disgusting. I was like, what? It was atrocious. Oh.
Yeah, I never bought the anime, so I don't know.
It literally, they didn't. And it's like Mia just said, marketing people aren't doing enough research. And it's like, they absolutely, like, you need to, because to me, the cover does not look like, seeing that there's mainly men and one girl, the knowledgeable anime fan is gonna be like, that's a reverse harem of some sort. But it's not your typical reverse harem. It's not as bad as, like, say, like Brothers Conflict or Diabolic Lovers. This one's a lot more tame in that sense, but it has a prettier, like, any of the box art. I'm sure you've seen the box art for, like, the game is beautiful. The menu music for the game is just, it's so pretty. And it's just like,
I love the opening of the game.
It's so pretty.
I watch
And like
it every
the menu
time.
music, it immerses you and brings you and be like, oh, this is, it's just, it definitely, I got mad. And I think Gigi said someone that she knows that works at Funimation got mad because they saw my video. And I was like, good.
Oh.
They should be mad because I'm mad. I paid full price for this when I should have waited when the price went down, or waited for the essentials version, because there's no minimum special features. There's nothing that extra that comes with it. And they're like, well, it wasn't a special edition. I'm like, then why was it $50, almost $60? I get it also because it is dubbed and they did have noticeable voice actors and all that. But we all know how much they actually get paid.
Right, exactly.
So I know that that money did not go for them. It's not something that's $50. Easily should have been $20.
Yep.
And I think it ended up going into the bargain bin for $20 because it was so well, like, poorly packaged. It was a terrible package.
Same with the World's Greatest First Love DVD that they put out.
It's just bad packaging.
There's no dub, but it was like, it's literally the most basic, like, plastic case, a slip sleeve, and it's like $40 or $45 or something. And it's a sub only. I mean, it's 24 episodes, but still, it's like, it's such a cheap, like, box set. It's like they just threw it out.
And I know that Japanese DVDs for anime cost so much more, but the packaging is stunning. The menus are stunning. There's like, I saw someone post a video showing off how pretty the menu was for Idolish 7, and the character who's on the cover, because usually there's a character per cover. Whatever character's on the cover, they're on the menu, but they actually move a little bit. So they're like wearing their outfit. I think it was, I can't remember which character it was that they showed, but I just remember him kind of looks like he's kind of floating, but he's kind of like, kind of cutesy, very, like, not super like smooth animation, but kind of like the in-game kind of animation. And it's just like, it's pretty.
Right.
In the Code Realize one, if you bought all of the special edition ones and then bought the last one, I don't know why they don't do it anymore, but I can remember when I was like in middle school and high school, when you bought the first DVD, it came with like a box. And then as you got all the DVDs, you put them
Yep.
in the art box. And that's what they
Yeah.
still do in Japan, but they don't really
Mhm.
do that here. Because
Not
they usually do it
anymore,
as like a
no.
full series instead of the box.
Right.
But I don't know.
I mean, it makes sense why they don't, because like they used to do that in like the old days. Like, when the DVDs were priced like $25 a piece,
Yeah, where it
Um,
costs you $200 to $300 to own a whole series.
yeah, and people won't buy that now.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I'm so glad that I'm not paying $200 to $300 for a
Right.
VHS box set, but I don't know.
We know who does this.
Viz, I'll call them out.
Well, and Funimation, yeah.
Oh yeah, as I know, Viz did that with Sailor Moon Part
Oh
One.
yeah.
I mean, I guess the seasons are quite long, so
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it is a longer anime. It is the whole thing is 200 episodes, and then the three
Mm,
movies of the original.
right.
Yeah, it's annoying to say the least.
Yeah.
As like I'm a packaging person. Like if it's something like, I showed you like me and Dylan, we opened up some of our mail. I got
Oh
perfume.
yeah. Hmm.
And to me, I like this kind of packaging when it comes to something like this because it's going to be sitting and being used and it makes sense. But like when I want to buy like some like I get it, they say don't judge a book by its cover, but that's how it sells to somebody who doesn't know what that is.
Hmm.
Like, I'm more drawn to a book that's going to be, oh, that art looks pretty. Because to me, it feels like they cared enough about the book that they also wanted the book to look pretty too.
Exactly.
And it's like, yes, it should be more about the story, but the fact that that person, that author was like, I want it to be, my words are beautiful, so I want the packaging to be beautiful as well. I want the cover to
Hmm.
match my story.
Right.
And that's what I like because I feel like both the author and the publishing company and everyone involved loved it so much that they want it to look pretty.
Hmm.
And then when it just looks like a wet paper bag blowing in the wind, it's kind of like it mixes with,
This is a good example of
yeah,
like a really
basic.
nice. Well, it's basic, but it's also like really
It's
nice
clean.
hardcover. Yeah.
It's clean, but it's basic clean in a good way
Yeah. Hmm.
because that's what the kind of anime is.
Right.
And I'm sure when you first open it, it probably has a really pretty page, doesn't it?
Yep.
See?
And even like one of those nice like see-through
I like those
protective
pages.
pages. Yeah.
I
And then
like those pages.
the first like chapter is in color.
When they have the first couple of pages in full color, that to me means, yeah, see, there we go.
And you know where I got this?
Probably got it from a thrift store, didn't you?
Nope. $10
Oh.
at Hot Topic.
Oh my gosh, Hot Topic.
They
Hot
charge
Topic
you
is
for
like,
$10, which is crazy. Because
and I
it's
like it when they put,
20.
and I like it when they put manga in
Oh yeah,
hardcovers,
me
because
too.
it's
It's
so
so
rare.
nice.
I
Oh.
wish those big Sailor Moon ones that they reprinted were hardcovers
Oh, I
because
know.
they
They're
bend.
reprinting Sailor Moon again,
I saw at the store
but
and I was like, why?
they're not like I
And they're
think
thicker. It's
they're
smaller
thicker.
again and it's thicker,
Hmm.
like an omnibus. And I'm like,
Yeah,
we didn't ask for this.
I know.
We've been waiting for you to reprint the art books that you've been saying for, oh, I don't know, since you started reprinting the DVDs of the
Hmm.
original 90s and did the redub.
Hmm.
And we still don't have them. Where are they, Viz? I'm calling you out. May your algorithm find me.
It will in like 6 years.
Probably. They'd be like, oh, yeah, I guess we left that on the back burner, didn't we? And I feel like a lot of companies, if they have power over Sailor Moon, they kind of like hold it, like
Mm.
they dangle it because they know fans.
Well, yeah,
They
they know
dangle
that
it.
we're gonna buy it anyway. Oh man.
I stopped buying the like the big Sailor Moon ones were so pretty, but
There we
they
go.
don't fit on the shelf very well. And if you
Hmm.
don't keep it like perfectly pressed and straight up, they're going to bend.
Yeah.
And like that book is never gonna bend. It's gonna look brand new
Yeah.
unless you get mad and throw it at somebody, but it would make a good weapon.
It would be a really good weapon. Because it's full metal. A.
Oh my god. How did you get that? Well, a full metal hit me.
Yeah. Damn, Edward. Yeah, I want to collect the rest of that series. It's so good.
I've actually never watched it or read it.
Oh, really? Oh, it's
Yeah,
so good.
I know.
I've
Same with One
read.
Piece, same with Naruto. I don't know. Some people think it's weird, but it's also like,
Well, you don't have to watch everything popular.
well, no. And it's like there's so much out there. Like I have fallen so behind on anime. It's not even funny because it started to become so overwhelming that I was just like, I didn't know how to get like back into watching anime, so I just like stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just I I kind of I don't know if this sounds terrible, but I kind of like that the pandemic made things slow down because then we just got like 5 or 6 anime a season versus like 20 to 30.
Yep.
And it's like so like I don't know. It's just it becomes like
It's
you
more
have to pick and
manageable.
choose.
Yeah.
You can't casually watch like, oh, well maybe I'll wait for 3 episodes and I'll just watch everything and have like an anime weekend.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way you could do that. If they're on average it was like 25 different shows. So if you waited for, I mean, I'm basic math here, times 3 episodes, that's 75 episodes.
Yeah, that's too many.
That's 37 and a half hours. That's
Yep.
literally a whole weekend.
Yep.
If
That's
you
why
can,
I haven't really gotten into like the seasonals anymore.
yeah.
There are a couple I really do want to watch because I want to watch the adaptation,
Hmm.
but I just can't keep up with it. I'm watching like backlist titles that I have, like my DVDs that I
Yeah.
have just been sitting in a box for 3 years.
Sitting in a box, just waiting, and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
like, you were so hyped for it at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's kind of like, it took so long to get to you, and then you're like, I'm not in the mood for this anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot I had it.
Right? There was some things where I've opened and I'm like, where did this come from? I don't
Mm-hmm.
even remember purchasing this, but
Yeah.
it's there. I have it apparently, and I haven't like I've totally stopped reading. I have like 3 whole mangas that I have just not read that I like stopped reading that I probably have to start over.
Yeah.
At least with manga, it's pretty easy to start over. It's not like a 400 or 500 page like novel
Right. Right.
where you're like, oh, that's a chore.
Yeah. It's nice. I like rereading my manga. It's a comfort for me.
My mom was a huge reader. She, I think they've actually turned it into a TV show, The Wheel of Time.
Oh, yep.
I think is what the series. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
my friends like that one.
loved those books, and it would
Mm-hmm.
take the guy like years to write another book.
Mm-hmm.
But every single time, just before a book would come out, my mom would read every book, start to finish. And by the time she time it, so by the time she was done, the next book would come out like within a few days. But like she'd read one of
That's
those
awesome.
books in one day. And
I
I'm
couldn't
like,
do that.
Mom, that's like 700 pages and the font is like size 2. How?
Mm-hmm.
She just would be like, "Boo." That is crazy.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm
I
a
would
very
say
slow
once a
reader.
month, my grandma, and one of my aunts, they would come over with a huge paper bag full of books.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, now that I think back, 99% of those paper bags were filled with romance novels.
Ooh, I love
And
romance
they were
novels.
all sharing their novels.
I love romance. I don't.
I
Oh.
just like it's so funny that like that's what my mom was reading majority of the time, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm. It's popular
makes
though.
sense, Mom.
Yeah.
Like not much falls from the apple tree. That's not far. Just maybe it's a
Right.
slightly different way, but
Mm-hmm.
oh, makes full circle when you realize those things.
Hi, friend. Thank you for coming.
My mom with Outlander. That's my stepmom. My stepmom loves
I have a friend who's really into Outlander.
Outlander.
And then another friend who tried it and really did not like it. And I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to read it.
I sometimes can really get into a TV show, but then when it starts to feel like it's been drawn out, I just like totally lose interest. Like Game of Thrones, lost interest.
Oh,
I
yeah, me
just
too.
felt like
Oh, you didn't miss much. Don't worry.
no, and it's just like okay, who's gonna die this season? Who are they gonna introduce? Who are they gonna kill off?
That's how I
Who's gonna
felt
have
about.
who's gonna have steamy, hot, sexy time? Like
Yep. That's how I felt
and it's like
about.
so much
What
of
is
the
it?
story got like cut out as
Mm-hmm.
well, and it still felt drawn out. And
Yep. And all the steamy times was basically HBO.
yeah, steamy time, HBO, and it was like incest, and I'm just like
Yep.
not about it. Hard pass.
And they
Absolutely not.
killed a gay character. That was one of the things I was like, oh,
Rude,
ew, that's awful.
right? Why can't he be like the Dragon King? Like, come on
Right?
now.
Yeah. No, never. They would never. The Dragon Queen. Oh my God, yes. They missed that opportunity. Oh well. They
Totally
lost.
missed opportunity. Aren't they doing like a prequel too?
I don't care.
I don't care. I love it.
I don't care what to do. The same thing happened with what is it? Walking Dead for me. I watched like the first 2 seasons and I was like, this is okay. And then I started watching the third and I was like, no, I'm done.
Yeah, I got to the season where literally it was just everyone wandering around just complaining and being depressed. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, and that was the season. After the end of that season is when they got to like, it was like they were living in the prison and then that caught on fire because of like the neighboring guy town or whatever. So then
Mm-hmm.
everyone got split up and then they kept finding these signs. They're like, oh, a safe spot, a safe spot. But, and then I stopped watching it. But then I looked up what that season, spoiler alert, I looked up what that season was about. And it was like the people who lived at that camp were luring humans there because they were cannibals. And I was
Yeah,
like,
I think that's exactly where I stopped.
you were like, draw the line on cannibalism. Absolutely not.
Yeah,
That
which
is
is
where it
funny
goes
because
too
it's
far.
about zombies. So
Ugh. Yeah, I was the
I guess
same.
it's different.
I lost interest in that. I lost interest in
Same,
Game of Thrones.
same. Season 7 sucked.
I know a lot of people who are like die hard. They've like will rewatch the whole thing start to finish, and they don't care how long it is.
No. I
Um,
loved it at first though. Like the first 5 seasons, so good.
Once Upon a
But
Time
hmm
was so drawn out. And then the fact that they were still trying to get it to work, even though after most of like the main actors and actresses were like, we're done. This has been too long.
yeah.
And then they wanted to do a time skip. And I'm like, anytime a show does a time skip drives me bonkers because that's what
hmm
made me drop Fairy Tale because they did a time skip, I think, twice
mm
or at least once. And I was like, no, that's just you not knowing what to do. So you're like, let's just do this crazy time skip and just kind of start over.
hmm
It was annoying. There's a sci-fi TV show, Eureka. They did a time skip 3 times.
Oh my God.
I was
I've heard
like,
of that show, but I haven't seen it.
it's so good. I ended up watching the whole thing. I got annoyed with the time skip because it literally felt like
hmm
they didn't know what to do, so that's why they did that.
hmm
But it's such a good show. And then Warehouse 13 was such a good show.
I've heard that
And
was
then they
good.
done it dirty because the last season was 3 episodes long.
Oh.
They had like 2 good episodes. Like it felt like a normal season, and then episode 3 was like, and done. I was like, you could even have like a proper season.
That
What
sucks.
the heck? That was your best show you've had in so long.
Mm,
And then I got in Defiance and I had to drop that because it got really annoying.
I never watched that one, or
It
never
got
heard of that one
too
actually.
it got too drama-y. I was like, blah blah blah's doing this. And I'm like, why are all these aliens just having like high school drama? I don't get
That's kind of funny though.
aliens having high school drama. And it was like literally like the younger kids causing problems for the adults, like causing all this
hmm
drama. And I'm just like, bro. I've been out of high school for a very long time. I don't need this.
Yep.
Oh well. I've been trying to it's overwhelming, but I'm trying to find a K-drama to watch because I know there's so many good ones out there.
Ooh. Yeah,
I watched.
I was watching a few on Netflix before.
Hmm
I
There's
watched.
Hotel de Luna. I started watching that a little bit, and that was really, really good.
Ooh, I might have to check that out.
I think you'd really like it. It's about so not a spoiler because this all happens in the first episode. So this guy dies. He doesn't want to admit that he's dead because he ends up at the Hotel de Luna, which is run by this woman who essentially is death, and he's trying to escape it, and she's like, "No, you're dead. I need to collect." And so he makes a deal with her where she makes a deal with him and says, once your son turns a certain age, your son will be mine, but I'll let you live. And he totally throws his son under the bus and signs it off.
Oh.
And then so throughout this kid's whole life, every day on his birthday, he'd get some sort of like this certain flower. I can't remember what kind of flower it was. And it was like her reminder to him of, I'm going to come collect you once you've hit like 25 or 28 or whatever the age was. And then she does, and then he tries to escape her, and then he starts seeing like all the afterlife, and then kind of gives me Holic vibes a little bit.
Okay.
Because the way that like he kind of is indebted to her,
Yeah,
then he
yeah.
starts seeing like the dead and stuff like that. So I guess a little kind of like that, but a little bit different
That's
because of
cool.
he didn't have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And then so now he has to work for the hotel now because of his deadbeat dad.
That sounds really interesting.
Period dramas. I don't know. I like fluff. That's what I like.
Yeah, me
That's what I
too.
want in my life right now is just pure fluff. Because
Yeah.
I watched one K-drama and it literally I was screaming. I was like, I get it now. Like I get why when I see like videos of people's parents like screaming at the TV at the K-drama, and I'm like, I get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I heard
I like K horror too, like anything kind of supernaturally or having to do with like monsters or something. That's really interesting to me.
there was this weird Japanese horror. I don't want to say I would have to ask my sister's girlfriend. I'm pretty sure I watched it with them.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like they were zombies, but not zombies. And I remember like this big trash pile, I think, or dump. I don't remember. But I remember it being really freaking weird.
Yeah.
That's all I remember. That's all I can remember.
Hi, Melissa. We're talking about dramas and K dramas and stuff.
TV shows and drawn
Yeah.
out everything. Oh, there was a book
Mm-hmm.
series my sister was getting angry with by I think it was the author was PC Cast.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that series.
I feel like you just have to say that and people are like, oh, I know.
It
And my
was
sister was like, it should be
yeah.
done by now. And she was getting so angry.
It was very popular when I started BookTube, like in 2009.
Because she was like, she promised it was going to end at this volume, and now we're 10 more volumes in. And I was like, that sounds
Yeah.
annoying.
Mm-hmm.
That would be really annoying. There was this one
Yeah.
series I read. Oh, what was it called? Riley Bloom, I think it was the series, but it connects with another series called Immortals or something, I think it was. And
Okay.
it was like one was like the younger sister and one was the older sister. The one about the younger sister I loved. So I was like, I'm going to read this other one. At the end of every book, it was like somehow this guy, main girl, and the guy she's in love with just don't, something happens. Like the end of book one, like he forgets or he gets put under a spell or something, and now they can't be together. So then in book two, it's like they fix the problem, yay! And then the last chapter, it's like he gets captured, and I'm like, stop. And then I like stopped reading it and I lent the books to a coworker at the time, and she goes, that whole series was dumb. I was like, did they just like fix the issue and within the last like two chapters something happened to the guy and then they couldn't be together? She's like, yes, every single book. And I was like, nope,
Yeah.
dumb. That's not a story.
Mm-mm.
The House of Night series, is that what it was?
That was the PC Cast series.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I almost read it.
Aren't you glad you skipped?
Yeah, I mean, it was in that time where everything was trying to be Twilight, you know?
Uh, yeah.
And so I was like, I like Twilight, let's read something else. And then I think I bought it at Walmart and I never read it.
So,
So,
so my stepmom has a sister who is undesirable in many ways.
mm,
She's just one of those people where you're like, you just hope they're not at the next family function. Actually, it was really funny
mhm.
because I was over at my parents' house this past weekend, and they're like, "Hey, for Memorial Weekend," it was my stepmom. So she's like, "My sister, we're having a little barbecue for her," and I was like, "This isn't a lie, but I'm not going to be home. I'm going to be in Chicago going to a concert, so I won't
What?
be there for her birthday."
Oh,
Not my stepmom's, her
I
sister,
mean,
but so
you
okay.
didn't lie though.
No, I did lie. That's the Monster X concert.
Oh,
I'm
oh,
sorry. I'm not missing Monster
mm-mm,
X this
mm-mm.
year.
No, no, no. I wouldn't
And
either.
um, so she was like, "Oh, Gwen, I heard you were reading a whole bunch." Like this was like, oh my god, this is like 10 years ago or something. Jeez.
Mhm.
And I was like, "Yeah, I'm really starting to really get into reading a lot." And she's like, "You should read these books." I don't remember what it was. It was some romance novel about fairies. That's all I remember.
Was
And I
it?
was like, at that time, I was like, I really like just young adult books. Like, that's not really like, I don't jive with those kinds of books.
Hmm.
So for that Christmas, guess what she buys me? The first volume. And
Hmm.
guess who's extremely drunk and drank an entire bottle of Di Serono by herself? This one. So guess who starts flipping through the book very drunk like and very loudly, reading all the sexy scenes?
Oh my
This
god.
one. And she's in
Amazing.
the corner in the kitchen looking into the living room where I am and just like death staring. And I'm like, you did this to yourself, ma'am. I told you no. So this is the consequences.
Hmm.
So that's what I did one Christmas. A round of applause. Oh man. And then
That's
she got me
amazing.
French rose soap the next year. And I was like, could you just let's just not get each other presents.
Yeah.
Let's just I never know what to
Just
get
get
you.
gift
You never know
cards.
what to get me. Let's just not waste the time and money.
Hmm.
It was good for the first 6 books, and then she just needed to stop. My sister
Yep.
thought it was her daughter that was continuing the books. She didn't even
Mm.
think it was actually her anymore. I've been forever in the midst of reading a book. Like I'll read 3 chapters and then I stop reading it for like
Hmm.
months, and then I read more chapters, and then I stop. It's still because I have since I have that loft. I have a loft bed, and it's just in my little like pouchy thing that's like hanging where I can put like I have like my Switch in there, and I have like
Oh yeah.
stuff where I don't have to get off my bed. Like oh, maybe I need to. I don't know. I have like nail files in there. I have that book, my power charger, and everything like that. And it's just been sitting there for so long. It's a good series and a really good book and very fascinating. I don't know why I'm just for some reason reading is just not sticking with me. And it's like I want to, and then I get into it, and then I just drop it.
Yep.
I don't know why.
I get into those ones too.
Yeah. And it's just you don't want to consume any of the like actually decent content. So then you just like I've been with Ben's watching Catfish, the TV show.
Oh.
I love Catfish though. The fact that people are still to this day being that gullible, I find very fascinating.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You'd be surprised how many not smart people there are. There's a lot.
And it's just like some of the stories where it's like, yeah, we've been talking for almost 15 years and it's only been via chat, like texting. And I'm like, you've never called each other on the phone. Like that
Mm-hmm.
wasn't a red flag as itself. Like you let this go on for this long.
Mm-hmm.
Hello? Yeah. Are you asking me what genres I like? In books, TV shows? I like a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I like romance. That's probably my favorite.
Or Skype, yeah. Well, I don't like Skype. Every time that I've tried to use Skype for anything, it just does not work ever. Google Hangouts or like Discord never has let me down.
Yep.
Never let me down. But yeah. Then it doesn't sound like the same person. Like I've had some people were like, yeah, this is a voicemail they left me 5 years ago, and I still have it saved. And it's like, and then they're listening to it, and they're like, that doesn't sound like the name that this is linked to. Books. Book wise, I usually like young adult books because I had such a problem as a kid with reading comprehension that I despised reading to the point where I did very poorly in elementary school because it was like mandatory to read X amount of books, and I hated it because I didn't enjoy it, and it was like you had to read certain, like they had like a list, like you couldn't just read whatever you wanted, you had to read something off the list, and like nothing was of interest. And then just one day I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go buy some books. So I literally bought like 5 books, just went and bought them. And I bought this one, oh, what is it called? I think the author's first name was Nancy Werlin, I think was
I
her
think
name.
I've heard of that author.
And it was God, I can't remember quite exactly. It was something with like a brother and well, it was this girl who was in love with this guy, but he ended up being like some sort of supernatural being or something.
Was it Impossible?
No, but that one is supposedly this one's called Enchanted, maybe.
Oh, okay.
But it's somehow linked, and I have the Impossible book, but I've just never read it.
There's Extraordinary.
That's what it was, Extraordinary.
Yeah, that's book 2 in the series.
Well, oops.
I mean, I don't know if it's like
I think it's loosely linked. I don't think it's like it's in the same realm, same world, but it's not like directly linked. Because if I remember correctly, the first one was, quote unquote, the first one is about a pregnant woman.
Okay.
And like death or the devil or something. I can't remember. But I guess maybe because I think she makes a contract, so I guess it's some sort of like a contractual kind of similarity. But I remember there being a door, and she could go through the door and go to like the Fey realm or something. I think it was that. But I read that and I loved it. And then I also bought the series called Match.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I read that and I really did enjoy that.
That's
I
also
think
a
one of my
series.
favorite series I ever read was Glimmerglass series.
I've heard of that one. That was
It's
another Fae one, right?
Yes, it's so good. I loved it a lot. And they have a few like I think they're called novellas where they're like kind of like side stories. I also really liked one called Iron Fae, another fairy one.
Yes, I love Julie Kagawa.
And I have something thorns. No, you would like that. Oh, I actually had the author gave me like a free copy of the second book. What was it called? Something Thorns. But I think you would like that. The author has like the brother in that book is like, she works like LGBT kind of like themes into it.
Oh, okay.
Oh God. Hopefully I'm still logged into my Goodreads.
I'm always on Goodreads.
Dang, I don't have the app. Why? I know it was on my phone.
It's okay.
Okay, let's see. Good.
Also, I love Karen Slaughter.
I also liked an author, Tara Lynn Childs. I used to read a lot of her books.
Oh, did she write? Okay, this is weird that I can remember this. Let me look her up. Did she write the Mermaid series?
Yes. Yes, and she has like a newsletter that she sends out, and she did a thing where she's like, hey, if you want to enter to do like an advanced readers and kind of let me know. And like, I've never done anything like that before. And so I ended up getting to read the second part. Oh, I can't remember exactly what it's called. It was the second part. It was like different parts from different perspectives, I think it was. And hopefully this is my password. Sign in. Oh, password reset required because it's been too long. Whoops. Enter OTP. But I didn't know how like one does that. So I was like, so every single time I ran into something that I thought was confusing, I put a little symbol there and then like highlighted it. I was like, this is digital. So how is she supposed to like, I want to make it easy. So I replied back. I said, if you just do Control F and find the symbol, I've highlighted my areas of confusion and made notes.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if you're supposed to do that. Like, I didn't know this was probably about 8-9 years ago when I did that.
That's amazing.
I was like, I've never edited anything before. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. But I was like, it could be like a scavenger hunt. And she was like, oh my God. She thought it was funny. So at least that's all that counts, right?
That's awesome.
But I love her books. Enter a new password. Ugh.
I also loved Ellen Hopkins. I actually got to meet her in 2010.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she was really funny. She made fun of Twilight.
Unavailable? What does that mean? Password is unavailable. Well, it's my password I want to put. I don't understand.
Yeah, but sometimes...
unavailable. Does someone else have my password? Confusion. Aha, that worked. Oh my gosh. My sisters play D&D on Saturdays. Something must have happened because one of them is like dying of laughter.
Oh my God, yes.
Where's my book list? Did I just go to profile? I need to download my books. There it is. I need to download the app. I don't know why. Red. Something Thorns.
I remember the Iron Thorn. I don't think that's what you're talking about. I think that was like
Oh, it was When Magic Sleep, Darkly Fae series from Tara Lynn Childs was the second one of that. Oh, the Killer Unicorn series is very... There was supposed to be a third book, but it never came out. I would tell you her last name of the author, but I would butcher it 100%.
Okay.
Who Needs Magic is really cute. This girl finds out her dad is a fairy godmother, and she's inheriting his magic.
Oh.
So she's like a fairy godmother in training. It's super cute.
Since you mentioned unicorns, I actually just bought a book about unicorns.
Did you?
Yeah, it's a new middle grade fantasy.
Oh, that looks cool.
It's kind of like what do you call it? I think it's in the vein of like, what is it called? Percy Jackson, kind of like they go to this other world where there's unicorns, and I guess it's kind of like when you're born, a unicorn is also born, I think. And it's like your unicorn that you can, I don't know, fight with, or I don't know. It looks really cool. And since this is like the Barnes and Noble edition, the inside cover is really nice.
Oh, that's really cool.
And it has yellow sprayed edges too.
I run into a lot of when people paint the ends of the books. I love that. The book series is called Path of Pins by Hannah Kollef, Kollef. It's very fantasy as well. I can't remember. Something with her dad. But I remember really, really enjoying it.
What was her name again?
Hannah, Hannah. Last name Kollef.
Search her name.
Called Path of Needles.
Oh, I see it now.
Mm-hmm.
It says it's out of print.
Oh, I know I've read it digitally.
Maybe I'll look at it at another site. Maybe I'll find it. That's weird that it's out of print. It was only published in 2012.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
remember
it's a Create Space Independent Publishing. That's why.
What's that mean?
It was like it's an indie published book. Yeah.
Okay. Can you still buy it digitally?
Not on Amazon, but let me look it up on Goodreads. Maybe they'll have a different link.
I might have. I have an old hard drive that has all my digital books on it.
Maybe it's on Barnes Noble. I'll find it somewhere.
What the poop? Okay. Saying I wasn't connected for a second. I was like, why?
It's okay.
It's got to be it somewhere. Wonder
I'll
if
find it.
it was really good. I really liked it. I think she was from like
So, with this book, Mia, I've heard the third book is awful.
oops.
But that was, yeah, a TikToker I follow, she loved the first book, but something in the last book just like made her hate it. So, I don't know.
I hate it
That's
when
an opinion though. So,
I hated the way Hunger Games ended. I hated it.
yeah.
I thought it was a cop out, in my opinion. I just felt like
Mhm.
just everything happened all at once, and it just kind of felt like, And I was like, you do so much to these characters, and you just kind
Yep.
of like,
Yeah.
It was so annoying. It sounds weird, but I liked how the movies ended better on the third movie than the third book.
Mhm.
Which is really weird because usually it's like I hate the movies are there was some things with the movies where it was like it could be better, but the third movie was a lot better than the third book the way it ended.
Mhm.
And the third book was way too large for what it was worth. The second book was my favorite one. That was definitely
Mine
my
too.
favorite.
I
It was
love
the
the
best
second
one.
book. Mhm. And it had the best character in it.
What's his name?
I
Are you
forget
talking
his
about
name.
you know
It's either
you're talking about the guy with the spear?
Yep.
Of course you are. How
Was
did
it
I know? Because he was my favorite character too.
was it Finn or it was
Yes,
Flynn?
I was just thinking. I was like, is it Finn?
Finn or Flynn? I forget.
I think it's Finn,
Hmm.
which makes sense since he had a trident and stuff.
Yeah, that's right. Oh yes, I love him.
when
He should have
when
won.
he was on the chopping block, I got so mad. I'm like, he died in a tunnel. Come on, what glorious? Come on.
I
So many
know.
people were just like, I turned around and they were dead. I turned around and they were dead. Like,
I hate when authors do that so much.
it's like and what they did to Prim. Oh, that was dirty. That was dirty. Dumb.
Yeah, it's been so
Dirty.
long since I read it.
Yeah, that's definitely not a series I would ever revisit because of how it ended.
No, I only have the first book. I don't know why. It's one of those things that ended up in the box.
And
I
the
haven't
box,
gotten rid of it.
like, why are you here?
I mean, the
No one
first book was
invited
good
you.
at least, but I don't want to reread it. So, like, why am I keeping it? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I've liked the last book, I don't really care anymore though.
It's just like the ending felt like
Mm,
the author didn't know what to do, so just kind of like
did
ended it.
everything. Yeah.
If I kill enough people, then I have to end it because there's going to be no one left to write about.
Yep.
I think that's how some people thought about Harry Potter, how it just kind of was like boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, and her whole reasoning was,
No.
well, Harry Potter goes through so much turmoil that it was like, so you mean to tell me that you tortured the main character, is what you're telling me.
Yeah. I don't like talking about that author anymore.
She's a
She's a turf.
word I won't say because I'm too respectful.
I'm not. She's a turf.
I was gonna say something along the lines of a twat, but
Yeah.
but she is that too. I was
Yeah.
gonna say something else that starts with a "see you next Tuesday," but you
Oh
know.
yeah. That's not what I first thought. Yeah, I agree.
I'll use the British version of it. It was a twat.
There you go. Ugh.
Censor myself here. Yeah, no, she's. We don't talk about Bruno here.
Nope.
She's a Bruno. 100%.
Hmm.
I don't like her.
Yeah.
That's why if I buy my sister anything Harry Potter themed, it will be a fan merch and not official merch, so it doesn't fill her pocket.
Good.
Although we did go see the new Fantastic Beasts movie, which was so.
Yeah. I
But I
heard it
still
was.
didn't. I don't like the actor they replaced. He felt very bland
Hmm.
compared to his predecessor, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like the same character at all. Didn't have weird quirks. Just felt
Yeah.
evil. Which I get it. He's an evil character, but it wasn't a character. It was he played an evil character. He didn't create or have features or characteristics. He just
Excuse me.
played a role, and his
Hmm.
role was to be evil,
Yeah.
which is I guess all right, but I won't get too political here.
No, you're fine.
Oh man, this world, what has it come to?
A lot.
A shithole.
Yep. Yeah. I agree. I did not like the second movie. I don't. Mm.
I don't remember it as much as the first one.
I wasn't too big on either of them,
I really like the main
but
character. I think he's adorable.
I like the actor. But
I think his character is new. I think he's so like this the character and the way he plays them and portrays them is just so adorable. Like all
mhm.
he wants is to take care of all the animals.
Yeah.
He wants to take care of them.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's kind of when you replace an actor that Johnny Depp, how he portrays his characters, he's very like no one else can portray characters that he's done like him.
Yeah.
It's certain actors and actresses just don't you can't mimic what they do. Like
Hmm.
what's the one girl, the actress she's the one who's married to um Tim Burton. The
Oh,
one who was
Helena Bonham Carter.
yes, like the
Hmm.
way she portrays her characters, there's no way someone could mimic what she does because
Right.
she brings it to a whole nother life and a whole nother level that like
Hmm.
no one else could play that character. That character would be completely different if it was a different actress. So, and I really like her. I think she does great. Just like her character, like she always looks like she has crazy hair and stuff like that, but it just like she does it so well. And it's like when she's off screen, she's just like, "Hi," and I'm just like, "You're kind of adorable.
Hmm.
How are you playing this crazy person?" Like
Yeah,
especially in Sweeney Todd.
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like how they think James Bond just has to be an old white man. Okay.
Yep.
James Bond isn't a person. James Bond is an entity of
Right.
it's a fake character. That's not even
Mhm.
their real names. He's a secret agent. He's given the
Yep.
name. It's kind of like not like a character, but more of like
Like an alias.
yeah, it starts
He's
with
like
an
a
E. A lot of people have portrayed this character, a very goth character persona. Oh, it starts with an E. I can't remember. I want to say Ezra, but I know that's not correct.
Hmm. I don't know.
It's probably going to come to me just randomly one of these days.
Hmm.
It's just going to be like, pop. But it's like, I remember she has like very like Bride of Frankenstein kind of hair, very like gothy, Rocky Horror, very strong vibes kind of a
Oh,
thing.
Elvira.
Yes, thank you.
I wasn't sure
Elvira
what we
is
were
weird,
talking about.
like it's like different people have become Elvira. Like Elvira is not a singular person. Elvira
Right.
is this entity that people have embodied and like portrayed in different ways.
Yeah.
But like is always portrayed in such like the perfect way. Like no one it's like you could look at like to me, I always thought it was the same person. And when someone was like, no, those are different people, I was like, what? What do you mean those are different people? I thought it was just somebody who's been living for a very long time. It's never aging.
That'd be
Mistress
hilarious,
of the
though.
Dark. Yes, I love her.
Yeah.
So, Dylan,
Hmm.
recommend a book for me to read. I don't want it
Okay.
to be a series
Okay.
because I feel like I'm having commitment issues right now.
All right. What
With
kind of book do you want?
I think I just want a fluffy book.
Okay. Like a romance, or do you want something?
Either.
Hmm. Hmm.
But don't make me cry.
Well, yeah. Most romances don't make you cry.
Well,
If
no.
if they're true romance, they have a happily ever after. So
As they should.
as they should. Yeah. Um. Something fluffy. Let me go to my Goodreads. It'll help me. I'm not good at thinking on the spot at all.
Me neither. When someone's like, "Tell me a really good song to listen to," and I'm like,
Stairway to Heaven.
um, like I can't even think of anything right now.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like, because then also I have to think about the person. I'm like, okay, this person, I can't. First, I'm like, if it was any of my like actual friends or someone who I knew would take my suggestion seriously, I would freely suggest anything on my playlist, K-pop or non-K-pop. I would just be like,
Right.
are you looking for an upbeat kind of a sound? Listen to this one. If you're looking for something more of like relaxing, listen to this one. But like a
Mm-hmm.
coworker, I'd be like, Michael Jackson? Like that's a safe bet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do the same thing. Um, I'm trying to look at all the books that I've read so far. Most of the books I've read are thrillers this year, so I'm trying to think of something. I love thrillers.
I've actually never read a thriller book, I don't think.
They're so fun. Let's see. Something fluffy.
Fluffy. I actually did just buy a book because I didn't think it would actually ever get reprinted because I've been wanting to buy it, but every single time
Oh,
I went and searched for it, it was like $100. It's out of print, and I'm like, mm-mm.
oh, that sucks.
But it was Kiki's Delivery Service, and I found it at Vstock, and I was
Oh,
like,
the
buying.
book?
Yeah,
Oh, that's so cool.
I've always wanted to read the original book because that is one of my favorite animated movies of all time. I've watched it so many
Yeah.
times, and I hated the remastered version that Disney decided to do, or there was one version where they changed the ending a little bit, which changed the
Mhm.
tone. Because at the end, because like towards the end, like she stops hearing Gigi and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, in the original that I used to always rent from Blockbuster, Gigi at the end of the movie would always be like, Kiki, like say her name. Well, in the
Mhm.
original story, when a witch stops hearing her cat talk, it's because she's moving on and she's fallen in love. So she loses because her companion is the cat until she falls in love.
Okay.
And then they changed it where at the end he just meows and doesn't talk. And I was like, but that's not what I grew up with. I know that is more
Oh,
accurate to the story, but that's not what I grew up with. And I got a little perturbed. That was around the
interesting.
same time. So I've watched Night Before Christmas probably about a million times. I
Yep.
love that movie so much.
Mhm.
And there's a part where it's just after the big, number that they do where Jack Skellington comes out and he sets on fire and he goes into the fountain and he comes out and all that.
Mhm.
And he's trying to like escape and it's supposed to be Mr. Mayor in the background saying, we haven't given out our prizes. But in one version of the DVD release, they like cut that out. And I was like,
Oh,
why is that not there?
interesting.
There's like one random line that Mr. Mayor says. And I love Mr. Mayor. Like, I want to cosplay Mr. Mayor one of these days. I want to cosplay him and Oogie Boogie, but I want to do Oogie Boogie as like a can girl.
Yes. Oh my
Because I
God,
feel
that'd be
like that would be
amazing.
super fun to have like that bright green tulle and like burlap and just like a corset kind of a thing and just like neon green and just like I feel like that would be a really fun like kind of outfit for
Mhm.
kind of a vibe. But I've had that idea for years. I just have no sewing ability or skills.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Ah, okay. See, and I like I get it, it's more true to the story, but like when you've grown up with how a movie was for so long, it's kind of like why do you need to change it now? After
Mhm.
all this time, why do you need to change it now? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Mhm.
Like just leave it like I get it, but like it doesn't have to be true 100% to the story either.
Right.
But I mean, they stayed it I don't know. It just was a one tiny little thing that like I don't know. I had a soft spot for Gigi. I loved him
I did too.
so much, and that's what made me love black cats so much. Like I've had 2 black cats in my life and I love them.
Mhm.
Even though the one that we have right now, I call him our trash cat cuz he literally was in the back alley behind my work and everyone was feeding him lunch meat cuz work had ordered us sandwiches that day and everyone was just giving him lunch meat and
Oh.
yeah, and then we finally caught him. Some guy, one of the warehouse guys caught him and then the cat was like clawing on his hands and he's like bleeding and I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Oh.
He's like, it's okay. I didn't want it to get hurt because there's like coyotes and stuff at night
Yeah.
in that area
Mhm.
and really close to a highway. But when we took him to the vet, because we were originally weren't going to keep him, we took him to a vet and the vet's like, you do realize this cat is not going to get adopted because it's a black cat.
That's
He's
sad.
just so adorable. Like he looks kind of dumb because his eyes are just always perfectly round and big. And I'm like, you look like there's just no thoughts happening there. But he does know how to sit.
Oh,
Because when we give him treats, we tell him to sit. Sometimes it takes him a while, but he will sit and wait for treats.
that's adorable.
But he does everything the hard way. Because on my loft bed, he literally will jump straight up and put his claws into the bed and just pull himself forward with his front legs. And I'm like,
Mhm.
you bench pressing? Like, how much you press now, bro? Like, when he gets on the cat tree, he doesn't go up the ramps. He claws up onto a cube and then flings himself up and then claw like Tarzan. I don't know. His cat's part
Yeah,
Tarzan.
that's
He's crazy.
amazing.
But he's kind of adorable sometimes, so we kept
Oh my
him.
gosh. Hi, Takato.
It was. I love Kiki. Just everything about it was. I
Yeah,
love
I
it.
love that movie.
I could watch that every single day before bed and just be happy about it.
Yeah. So I finally found a book that I think you might like.
Okay.
And it's a gay book, of course.
You know what? Stay on brand. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. So it's called Status Update. Um,
Okay.
it's part of the Gamers series. Like they're gamers, but they're gay. Haha. And so it's about this guy named Adrian, who is a successful video game designer with everything a man could ask for, including a warm, comfy ride to Denver, and a date for his sister's wedding. But he finds himself in need of a total reboot when he's left stranded at a snowy campground in Utah. And that's where he meets Noah Walters, who offers him shelter. He was a hitchhiker,
Mm.
and he lets him stay the night at his shelter. And they start to talk and form a relationship, and like they talk about like video games and stuff, and it's really really cute.
That does sound cute.
It's really sweet. It's by Annabeth Albert.
I think I just found it.
They also wrote another really popular book
They have an
that
audio.
I haven't read. I listened to the audiobook. It's good.
I may do that because since I'm driving to all the concerts in July,
Hmm.
I'm gonna need. I mean, I could just listen to my music all the whole time, but like, you know, a playlist can only take you so long, kind of a thing.
Right. Yeah, they also wrote a gay book about two guys that meet at a convention. If you'd rather
Hmm.
read that, I still need to read that one, but
So it's just, I'm guessing it's kind of like it has different characters, even though it's like book one, two, or three, kind of a
yeah,
thing.
I think yeah, the series follows different characters.
Okay, so it's like the same kind of idea, but different characters, different settings, kind of a thing.
Yeah, I haven't read book two yet. I still need to do that. It's called Beta Test.
Mm, beta test. Oh my god, this guy on this cover though kills me.
Oh my god. Yeah, I need to get that one.
I was like, oh my god.
Some of the
Uh,
covers are amazing. I have one here that I haven't read. I actually won it on TikTok. I think it's a mafia romance. It's called Tyrant.
hmm.
It's like he's like a businessman, or well, he's a kingpin mafia. But yeah,
Switch hitter, hit and run. It's a big baseball bat you got there. Might use that one too, Dylan.
ooh, I'm into everything.
You're like, I love it all. Just
If
give
it's
it to
gay, I
me.
love it.
If it's gay, I love it. Oh man. I love that energy.
Me too. Now I'm looking at all of the covers. I'm getting distracted. I can't help it.
Oopsies, we're window shopping.
Yeah.
It's fun window shopping.
Hmm.
Speaking of mafia romance, there is a mafia themed Otome game if anyone is
I think I've
interested.
heard of that. Maybe.
And the fan disc is coming out this year.
Ooh.
So that means a continuation. I don't know how much. So, for anyone who doesn't know what a fan disc is, a fan disc for an Otome, there's the base story. So, Code Realize is a great example of this. So, there'll be Code Realize, which is the base game, and then the first fan disc is kind of like the happily ever after. So, It kind of takes place after each of the characters' story in the main game, and it's a continuation of it.
Okay.
What Code Realize did is if you've ever played it or watched the anime, Finis has a route in the fan disc because it's kind of like them coming to terms as brother and sister. So like the story is very different. So she doesn't end up with any of the male characters. She ends up bonding with her brother and him not being so crazy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So in the third fan disc, it stems off of his story everything that takes place in his storyline in the fan disc and has a continuation from there. So it's like not a happy I would say not a happily ever after, but it's like instead of like her ending the story with one of the guys, it's her rebonding with each of the male characters with now being not having an ending with any of them. So it's
Okay.
very interesting how they did that. I think the diabolical ones have actual story continuation with each one. Also, very exciting for sorry, I'm on the Otome train right now.
Okay.
Amnesia is coming out with a
Yes.
bundle of the main game and both of its fan discs. The fan
Ooh.
discs are different because one is an alternate world, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I think one is called Worlds, and it's like an alternate world. And then I think one may be a continuation, like Code Realizes. I can't remember. But like one is like completely different, and there's more routes, there's more characters that you can go on. But it's not as intense as the main game, because that main game is very intense if anyone has ever played it. It's
Mm-hmm.
very intense. There's a lot of bad ends. Because if you go on True Route, I'm pretty sure there's about 20 bad ends.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm pretty sure you die in all of them. Pretty sure. But we get more Toma in the cage. Hey!
Ooh.
When I saw that, and because it came out on April 1st, and I was like, this is
Oh.
not real. There's no way. Someone's really playing a game with me right now. But I was like, it was like yeah, I was floored. I never thought that game would ever come here. Maybe we have luck for Brothers Conflict next.
Yes.
I know people have emailed Idea Factory asking about that. Like, hey, Idea Factory, when is this coming? I've emailed them.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I said,
Good.
so what kind of Otome games are you coming out with? I'm like, I really like these games. I really want Clap. I doubt that they'll ever bring Clap here because it's very mature.
Mm.
And it has a
I
lot
haven't
to
heard
do
of
with
that.
drugs too. So
Oh.
it may be because they did this weird, I don't know, it was really a strange thing when they were talking about Otome games. They finally have a guy that talks about their games that is very open about Otome games and doesn't just see it for face value, really talks about like the characters and plays the games and understands them.
Oh.
But a guy that they had before, I did not like at all. This was for Access Games, and he said something. He literally threw a character under the bus. And I was like, I get it, he's just a fictional character, but like and then they started like teasing other characters from different Otome games. And I was like,
Mm.
I get it that they're characters and they're not real people, but like it's a character.
Right.
Like you like the character from a movie, you like the character from a book, you like the character from a game. It doesn't matter where the character is coming from. I don't understand why that character is just really goofy. Like when they didn't like Impy. So they started saying all the bad things about Impy. And I was
Oh.
like, I know he's my favorite character. I'm a little biased here, but like I don't I don't understand why this is relevant.
That's
I don't
weird.
understand why this has to be part of your quote unquote official panel by you promoting Otome games and now you're throwing the characters in the storyline under the bus.
Yeah, that's
Because
that's so counterintuitive too.
yeah, it was because like the very first choice you have in Code Realize is do you grab Lupin's hand or do you reject it? And they're like, I just met him. I'm not going to grab his hand. And I'm like, it's a romance.
Yeah.
Like, it is otome. Like, do you know the definition of otome? Like, what these games are? It was super weird.
It's like in Pokemon games where they're like, what is it? Oh yeah, do you want to like go on your journey or something? They'll ask you that, like, do you want to
Hmm.
go complete your Pokedex, and you can say no, and they're like, okay, do you want to go on your journey? It's like it
You're
repeats
like,
it.
but you have to say yes, or this game
Yeah,
goes nowhere.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's the first bad end you can get in Code Realize is you say no, and then you end up getting captured and thrown in prison.
I
Like,
had that happen in, I think, Collar Malice, where I don't know what happened. Um,
what happens in that
I
game?
can't. A lot happened. Yeah, but it was like the most basic choice, and I was like, all right, I'll go follow. Oh, you know what it was? It was like, go if you're gonna either, so you find this like guy who's like really mysterious, he's really sketchy. Do you want to follow him? And I was like, yeah, sure. And it was like, you got
Oh,
killed.
were you going to the park?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I guess okay, we'll replay. I'm not gonna follow him. He's like, he turns around and slices your head off or something. I don't know what it
Yeah.
was.
He drugs you and
Yeah.
keeps drugging you.
And I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like, oh, that's the end of that game.
It's a good Color and Malice was a
I
really well written game.
I
It was
like it.
very
I haven't.
intense.
Yeah, I
Very
haven't finished
intense.
it yet.
And I think that because I
But
haven't really played an Otome game since I finished Cafe Enchanté, because that one was very intense. That
do I
one,
have that one? I might have that one. I
like,
bought one
don't
of them.
the cover will fool you. It looks fluffy.
Yeah.
It acts like
Oh
it's going to be
no,
fluffy.
I bought Olympia Soiree. Never mind. That's
Oh,
the one
I
I have.
heard. I think that one is it's not as intense. There's also a newer one of the most recent ones that's come out. A variable barricade. This
Okay.
one you may like. So it's this girl. She's part of a very rich family. Um, her grandpa wants her to get married. So he moves her and these bachelors
Hmm.
to a house, and she has to live with them and eventually pick one.
Okay.
But you soon find out that every single one is not very favorable. One
Oh.
has like a gambling problem, one's been to prison, and she's like, how did these men get past, like, who vetted these people? Like, how are these my potential suitors if they're like not of like noble, not of like, rich family, and it's just I haven't gotten too
Hmm.
far in it, but it seems like it's gonna be very chaotic.
Ooh. I have
Yeah.
to look into that.
I feel like you would like that one a lot. I even think there's a character where I was like, yeah, Dylan would like that character. Let me look it up. Variable. There was a perfect one in Barricade.
I was looking at it. Um,
There's
I
one
like
guy.
the
I think it's
art.
the blue haired guy. I think he's the oldest.
I can see on here.
Oh no, I think it's the blonde guy. I think it was the blonde guy that I was like, yeah, that would be Dylan.
Oh, he's cute.
But I knew who your favorite was going to be in Cafe Enchanté because there's that one character is like in his 40s. I was like, that's going to be
Oh,
Dylan's
yep.
man right there.
I don't think I have that one yet.
You should get it. It's good. It's just it's very intense.
Yeah. Is he the guy with the beard?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
like
that
the
was
look of
that
the
was
beard.
the first one I was like, ooh.
I remember when you were playing Code Realize, you're like, I like that guy. And I'm like, oh my God, he would pick him. The one with the blonde.
Yeah.
He's such a funny character though, because he's such like a dad. He's like,
Hmm.
no, I'll protect the queen. And it's like, calm down, sir. Just chill out for a second.
Yeah. Hmm.
Not that serious.
Exactly.
Oh man. There's a lot of Otome coming out. There's one where
Yeah, I can't keep up.
I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's these men that have a magical girl side, like they transform into these cute magical girls. And I'm just like, this looks chaotic. I can't remember what it's called.
I think I
But
know.
Cupid's Parasite is really, really cute because
That's what I was going to ask you about because I saw that on the suggested.
yeah, I heard,
looks
I haven't
cute.
played it yet, but I heard it's a lot mellow. It's not super intense.
Okay.
So you play the main character girl, she's actually Cupid.
Okay.
And you're working at this matchmaking company, and she's tasked with matching these men, and she's like, these are the worst men possibly to match with anyone, and then they keep going after her. It's kind of like
Okay.
she's supposed to find other women for them, but they're like, no, we want you, and she's like, no, absolutely not.
Ooh, that sounds
It's like
interesting.
very like fantasy world, like not super fantasy, but it's like a modern fantasy kind of setting, I
Okay.
would say. So it's like city metropolis kind of a thing, but a little bit of fantasy in it. There's a period one coming out. I don't remember when that one comes out. Um, Idea Factory is doing the Amnesia set.
Yes.
I don't. I think. I think Idea Factory is doing like 5 or 6. Oh, there's a new one that was just recently announced. I've been watching this game for so long. I've been wanting to play this game for so long, and randomly the company tweeted and was like, "We're gonna find a way to localize this in English." And I was like,
Oh.
like I was so excited. But that was like 4 years ago, and it got delayed because of
Oh.
stuff like that. But
Oh yeah,
they
yeah.
did partner with a localization. They partnered with Axis. It's called Jack and Jean. It's supposed to be an all males like drama school, like acting school, music school
Okay.
kind of thing. And I don't know if the main character is disguising to be a boy or if it is a boy or maybe
Mhm.
it's genderless. I haven't really found, because at first it didn't say it was otome as a like genre, but then it said it was an otome. But I'm unsure of how the main character was handled because it's supposed to be like an all males actors guild school thing.
Okay.
So it could either be girl pretending to be a boy, or they could present it as the main character not having a gender, which I would find.
Ooh, that'd be awesome.
I would find that because I feel like it could be very like in the hands of the player.
Yeah.
Jack and G.
There are a lot of Otome games coming out at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's a little intense. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have this backlog. I need to catch up.
They're coming out with a new Pio Fiore game.
Yes, that's the a fan disc one.
Oh, okay, okay.
The like 1929
26.
or
Yeah.
1820 something. Yeah. Let's see. Game main character. Ah, so she is a female.
Okay.
So she's disguised as a male. And I like the art because it's very like not, I don't want to say super pretty, but just like unique and looks very like watercolory to me. I don't know. It looks very
Mhm.
unique. Like I love the cover. I think the cover is really pretty.
Oh, that is pretty.
Mhm.
Jack and Jean.
Mhm. Oh, and it's by Broccoli, which also does
Oh.
Udapri.
Oh, cool.
They do the Udapri games.
Maybe we'll get the Udapri games one day. I don't
I'm
know.
not holding my breath. I've stopped holding my breath for that a long time ago.
Yeah.
I really want I would love to play the what was it called? It was another school one. It was like a college. Everyone had these like magical, like they played their instrument and like glitter would come out or whatever. I think they called it glitter.
Mhm.
Oh, I can't remember what it's called. But that game was supposed to be really, really good. But I doubt we'll get that one.
Yeah.
Oh, what I was saying about Axis saying that there's some Otome games they can't bring here because they said for legal and they would be under investigation. And I'm like, is this you trying to say that you're gonna do something like edgy, like Diabolic Lovers, and this is your way of saying there's no way in hell, don't ask us again, kind of a thing? Like,
That's
why would they investigate you? I'm like, there's so many other content that's out there that's questionable in themes than Diabolic Lovers.
right.
I don't understand. It was a very strange explanation and panel that they did once, and I was like, I do put them under a big microscope because they do a lot of. Well, Bad Apple Wars had underage characters. She's like 16. No, she's not. I think she's like 14 or 15 in Bad Apple Wars. That one is a very interesting because the way I can explain how that world is set up is kind of like Angel Beats.
Okay.
It's like a weird it's like a weird afterlife kind of a thing. You're like an in between. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure the main character is like going into middle school or like in middle school. And one of the characters, because every character is like in different, like one person died from like the 1920s and one person died from like the 80s or something like that. And then there's one character who died where if they were both living at the same time, he was like 40s, 30s, and like, yeah, if they were alive at the same time, there would be a huge age difference. Also explicit content. So Bad Apple Wars is very interesting. Going back to Bad Apple Wars, great. So they don't have you actually don't have choices in Bad Apple Wars, which I wish they would port it to the Switch because it was a very unique mechanic. You have a touching screen. So it has the main male boy there, and you have to find his good spots and tap that on the screen. And if you touch too many of the bad ones, then that's how you get on the bad route. But if you touch the good parts enough times, and like as the story goes on, there's like smaller areas. So like when you first do it, it's like the whole thing. It doesn't matter where you tap.
Right.
Then he loses his clothes.
Oh my god.
So, and they tell you at the beginning when they're first like explaining this mechanic, they said, make sure you're by yourself or you have headphones on and no one is watching your screen. And I'm like,
oh, wow.
That's a little intense of a warning. And I'm like, oh, got it. Noted. Yep.
That's crazy.
There's also a part in one of the games called Psychedelica the Black Butterfly, which I highly recommend. That is on Steam. You can play that on Steam. Or it's on Vita if you have one, or hunt down the game or hunt down a Vita, which I would suggest neither because it's very hard to find a Vita now.
Yeah.
Because Sony did it dirty. But there's a pretty intense, very suggestive, forceful on a male forcing himself on a female in that game. And they're high school. So I mean, they're not old in that either. So I would say Diabolic Lovers is constantly intense. But I also feel, in my opinion, I don't think the anime does the game justice. Partly because each episode is 15 minutes long, and it's 13 episodes, so it's like literally only 6 episodes long, and there's 2 seasons, and there's like 5 games.
Yep.
So there's a lot of story and content I think that we are missing.
Oh yeah.
That would explain a lot more, because yes, they do force themselves on her a lot, but they never go that far.
Yeah.
And I feel like in the game, you're probably learning their personalities a lot more because I
Mhm.
feel like they're being assholes because it's on brand and that's what they have to do to show power. But I feel like there's probably plenty of moments in the game where that power is not seen. That's my I've never played it, so I can't 100% vouch, but I wouldn't imagine that a ton of females would love that game if it was constantly making awkward, suggestive situations constantly, in my
Mhm.
opinion. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on
Right.
that. But I feel like there's a lot that we're missing in that game, in that
Oh, yeah.
storyline. So
Especially with the way season 2 ended.
yeah, just kind of oh yeah, with introducing more characters and it's
Yep.
just kind of like, okay, that's it. We're done. Like, no, you're not. You got like
Yeah.
got a whole nother species here. You got werewolves now.
Yep.
Going to Twilight. Come on now. Gotta see who wins.
I know. We're still waiting.
We'll wait forever.
Yep. It'll never happen.
Probably not. But also that game is rated for mature audiences. Like they
Yeah,
have
that's
drama
true.
tracks and they are R18 drama tracks. So
Mhm.
it is an age thing as well.
Right.
I mean, we have mature games here. Like I know a lot of people like to use Grand Theft Auto as an example, but I mean, there's no limit in what you can do in that game. And
Right.
that's still allowed.
Yep.
So, I mean, I'm sure there's tons of romance novels. Like, I know people say 50 Shades of Grey make them feel uncomfortable, so. And that was a book and a movie.
Yeah.
So, I don't think it's that. I don't think they want to handle content of that maturity because potentially it could get a lot of backlash
Right.
from people who don't understand the story and stuff because it is for mature audiences. But that's just
Right.
which for a gaming company that could be a very huge responsibility to have. And I
Mhm.
don't blame them. But to come out and say, oh well the FBI, we would be under investigation for the FBI. Would you? That seems a little far fetched in my opinion.
Yeah.
It just seems a little weird. I mean there's R18 ones. I have one and
Mhm.
I stopped playing it because the main character's voice is so annoying. It sounds like an old lady. And she's supposed to be like a freshman in college. But she's very annoying sounding.
Mm.
But I hear the story gets better, but I just can't get past her voice. Can't
Yeah,
remember
that
what
that happens sometimes.
yeah, you just can't. Yeah, because she was like, there was one part where she's screaming and she literally goes like, and I'm like, stop. You need to stop. You sound like a dying, drowning cat. Like I don't know what else. A rat. Like I don't know. It just sounds
That's hilarious, though.
tragic. Absolutely tragic. It was. Ugh. It's an interesting story. Oh, fashioning Little Miss Lonesome.
Mm.
She's like a high school girl that like she's they quote her as being bigger, but she's just like not skinny. She just has boobs, she has a butt, she has hips, like kind of that kind of a thing.
Mm.
And there are these two boys who want to like, hey, you want to dress in our fashion that we make? And like all they make is like BDSM lingerie.
Oh, okay.
And she's like, you want me to what? Like, we want you to wear this and pose and we'll take pictures. And I'm like, oh my God, this is a disaster.
Wow.
This main character shouldn't be a boy. Like, I'm just saying, this may be a little bit more entertaining if it was a boy. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It would be more fun, probably. But there was one BL Otome game that was supposed to be coming that had really pretty art.
Hmm.
I know what website it's on. It's on the Canadian website that sells all the R18 games.
Oh, okay.
Because I think that's how they can get away with it. Because I guess laws are a little bit different with
Hmm.
their fashioning I just put in fashioning and it's the first thing that pops up.
Mm.
Oh, it's on Steam.
Oh.
But what's the main company that sells it? I can't remember. Because I think on Steam you have to buy a code to be able to unlock the uncensored version.
Oh, okay.
Because it's on Steam, it's uncensored until you buy a code from the main website, and then you can unlock it.
Mm-hmm.
Because Steam had this huge thing where they took down like all of those games at one point.
Yeah.
Genre adventure. I love it when they call otome games or visual novels adventure games.
Yep.
I think it's manga gamer. Manga gamer. Oops. They were doing it. And they ask every year, what kind of games do you want us to bring? And people say, and then they never do anything about it.
Mm.
Why are you asking? I love how you can do categories, and one of the categories is just called big boobs.
Oh my gosh. That's like Faku does that too.
They don't
They're a
have.
little more in depth though.
I need a little bit more of a description for that. Why don't they have a BL section? They have a Yuri. No Yaoi. What the what?
Oops.
Hmm. Why? Let's go to Otome. I don't know why it would be under this. Oz Mafia is also an interesting game. I played a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
You can still, I think you can still buy the hard copy off Manga Gamer. Oh, Steam Prison. That was one. The only way to get Steam Prison is you have to buy the Japanese version, but it does have English on it.
Oh, okay.
hmm I don't know what genre they would have put this under.
It might be under romance. Oh, nope. Nope.
Oh, you're on their website now too.
Yeah, I'm looking.
I'm gonna pick fantasy because I know it was like nope. H2. Nope. Can I just see all games?
What's it
Near
called?
future. I don't remember.
Oh.
I know. I think it was. Let me go to their Twitter. I used to see their Twitter all the time. Manga gamer. Manga gamer. Oh, I stopped following them for some reason. But I like how they do because they always tell you like where they are in the midst of publishing a game.
Is it called Hashi Hime of the Old Booktown?
Yes, I think that is it.
I found it on their blog.
It's hidden in a blog. Come on now.
Yeah. It was supposed to come out on September 26th. Probably last year, I guess. I might have actually saw that.
Because it looked really, really good. Because I really, really like the art.
If you search Hashi Hime on the website, there's no products. That's so weird.
Something must have happened to it.
Huh. I wonder if it's still on Steam.
Oh.
I thought I saw it on the Switch, though. But maybe I was thinking of something else.
Oh, there's one called No Thank You. I think that was BL2. Let me open up that link. So apparently we're having a sale back in December. I'm gonna go back to September. They don't. Oh, it took me back to the top of the screen. Yes, I'm old enough. Please enter your birthday. I was just here. I don't. Come on. Oh, I didn't look at a Inappropriate game, though. Yes, this one is definitely. Specification without mosaics. Meaning it's uncensored.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was about to show you what that meant, and then I realized that I cannot do that. There's a daddy, though. Found you a daddy.
Yay! Oh wait. Oh. Yep.
Yep. So this is called No, Thank You. But what genre is this under to find? Oh, they do have a category boys love. Why was that not? Oh, it is. It is on their website. That's weird. I just found it by clicking on that tag.
Oh, weird.
It doesn't look like you can buy it. Promotional video download, trial version download. They're grayed out. Related items. Add to shopping cart? Well, lets me add to shopping cart, so I guess you can still download it. I'll send you the link, since for some reason it doesn't pop up on their website when you search it.
That's so weird.
On sale September 26, 2019. Windows only. Well, when you go to it, it asks you, like, if you pull up a game that's for adults only, it asks you for your age.
See, it didn't ask me for my age before, so it probably hid all of those.
Well, let me refresh. But like on their website, it has like categories on the side, but hello. It doesn't have like BL or boys love as a Oh, it does. I was looking for BL. It's right there.
Oh, I missed it. I missed it too. Well, cool.
Oh, there's one called Naked Butlers.
Oh.
I wonder if they're naked.
Oh, I clicked. Oh my gosh, I clicked big boobs instead, and I was like, what? I was like, those are not
like, oh, that was a mistake.
Wow.
Now your algorithm's all messed up.
Yeah. Ooh. Magical demon lover.
These butlers have very nice butts.
This one doesn't look very good, but that's okay.
Some of them are very questionable. Does YouTube like butts, or do they not like butts?
I don't know.
Oh, here's a daddy for you. Holy crap. His clothes are literally exploding off. Wait for it. Wait for it. Come on. There it goes.
Oh my god. Amazing.
Dylan gets targeted ads for titty stuff now.
Oh my gosh, of course.
All of his ads now are being questionable. He's like, I only clicked it once. Usually it only takes one click.
I like the To Trust an Incubus game. I might have to.
Oh.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, wow. Amazing.
Dylan's next game review.
It's only $20. I do anything for $20.
2020. 2020.
That's something that Morgan would say. I'm sorry.
But the truth in that statement, the fact that he would do anything for $20 is the truth.
Yeah. I'm not gay, but $20 is $20.
He would.
That's what he would say.
Like, I don't swing that way, but you're gonna pay
me. Yep.
Yeah, that would 100% be Morgan right there. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
We have bounced around to so many topics today.
I know.
That's typical for us, though.
I know. That's okay though.
It's a good issue to have.
Yeah, it's just nice to catch up.
Yes, I know we haven't in so long.
I know.
So did you buy the game?
Not yet.
I'm gonna need a play by play of what's going on.
Okay.
And if you just send me emojis going like, I'll be like, oh, he got to a scene. He got spicy.
I'll probably buy it on Friday because I get paid. So I want to try to be smart right now.
Smart with money? What you talking about?
Well, I already did a little something.
Damage.
Yeah.
I did a little damage yesterday. I was like, okay, I think I'm just
Well, I mean, you already know.
well worth it though.
Yeah, it was. It was a good price too. It was like $35 for all of them.
Oh,
like
that's
less
not
than
bad at
retail.
all.
Yeah.
Minus the number 2 that they probably priced really high and sold somewhere.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't think they had it.
Oh.
It wasn't like in there. They might have.
I feel like it would be the same like with K-pop photo cards. There's a thing
Yeah.
called member pricing. So someone who is more popular in a group, their photo card will cost a lot more. I actually have a photo card that I was like a random pull that if I wanted to, I could probably sell them to close to $200.
Oh yeah, they go up way higher for manga sometimes.
It's ridiculous.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Especially like the really out of print manga.
Mm.
I think someone saw a listing for like Red River, which has been out of print since like 2003 or something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like the whole series was like $900.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Or maybe not even the whole series. It's crazy.
One.
It was maybe. I think it was a little lot. But
it's just, yeah, slightly damaged, and then you're like, every page is folded. Like, what do you mean slightly damaged? And you want how much for this?
Yeah.
You want my left kidney for this? What's going on?
I can do pay later with PayPal. You'll get like $60 a week.
We'll put you in debt for pay later manga.
I mean, I did that with books this last week. It wasn't that bad. It's only like
those things are dangerous. I did that for the first time when I bought my new phone, and I was like, oh, now I can see why people get in trouble with it.
Mm-hmm.
True. Just because they're asking for a price doesn't mean that they'll get it. That's so true.
Exactly. Sometimes they ask for a price, and it's only for like clout. Like,
it's to get people clicking on it or to get a little bit of. Yeah.
Hi, Shayna.
Hi, friend. Oh. I really need to have a better
dog is being weird.
Over. Oh well.
My dog's like attacking something right now.
Probably his shadow. One of our cats, he loves. We call it the shadow man. So when he sees a shadow, every once in a while he's like, it's like a laser pointer thing for him. He just starts wigging out and like attacking it. It was funny because one of the cats was walking by and his tail was the shadow, and he starts like freaking out over the tail going everywhere. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Crazy old man cat. He's cute. Oh man. So what is a good manga that you've read recently, Dylan? That you're just like, in love?
I'm really into Mao right now.
Mao? That's giving me what was it? Rurouni Kenshin vibes with that hairstyle?
Kind of, but it's Rumiko Takahashi.
I know that name.
So the person who did Inuyasha.
Ah, yep. I get it. Yep.
It's really good.
Is it newer?
This is our new series.
Oh, okay. Because I know sometimes we'll get something like years and years later. So sometimes it's sometimes when you see art from like back in the 90s, you're like, is that just like new to us or is it actually new to everyone?
It's
Oh,
really
that looks
good.
pretty.
It's really good. I personally think this is like um this is like a really well polished kind of like version of Inuyasha. I know a lot of
Mm,
people say that about her work. I love her work personally. I don't care if they're kind of similar,
mm-hmm.
but
That's just her art style.
this is yeah, exactly. It's so well done. It's so
Hmm.
good.
I like it when you can see something and be like, yep, that's them. That's that artist. Like
Yep.
that's their staple.
And I follow their careers.
Hmm. It's
And
nice when you can
then
do that.
and then the other one that's not so wholesome.
Oh, oh yeah.
I'm
Isn't
reading
it
this
like
now.
everyone is kind of obsessed with that? Like, no matter who you are, like, there's like male, female, gay, straight, like, everyone's just like, this is like top notch content
It's
right here.
so cute. I know it's not, it doesn't look like it would be cute, but it's so cute. Like
Never would I think that the
it's
title
very
like that.
spicy too. It's very spicy too, but like the romance in it is like so sweet and wholesome. Like they're
Oh,
consenting, they're sweet, they're kind of like
see,
cute. It's really good.
and I feel like that was, I know, like when you were on, when we did that podcast about
Yeah.
yaoi and BL and stuff, and that was one of the main things was like consent within BL, and it's just like why is that such a
I
hard thing to like have in that?
I've stopped like caring about that honestly a little
Mhm.
bit. Cuz like after a while I just kind of like it's like I don't know how to explain it. But like I don't know. Um I've learned to like suspend disbelief, I guess a little bit.
But
If that makes sense.
also,
I don't know.
is that something that you should have to that should have had to happen?
No.
I don't think so either.
No.
And it
It's
just sucks
some
that it's
yeah.
'cause it almost gives the implement inclination of that's how gay males are. And it's like, but
Yeah,
that's
that's true.
not how they are. And
Mm-mm.
that's a that's a problem with any demographic part of the world that you're in. It's more
Mhm.
prevalent in some areas of the world than others, but
Right.
it's such a hard thing for many people to be like, well, I don't see the problem in it with it because you don't understand because you've either A, you've never been in a situation, or B, you've always been in a situation of power where it didn't matter if the other person consented or not because they had to listen to
Mhm.
you.
Right.
I mean, it's the same thing at work. Like at a couple weeks ago, I had one of our team leads. She sent me a message and she was like, "Hey, can you sit with somebody?" It was at one of the last weekend that I work. It was Easter weekend that I had to work. She goes, "Hey, can you listen to somebody? They've never taken any phone calls or anything like that. They're really nervous. They're really nervous to take phone calls, and they don't feel confident in the knowledge that they know." And I was like, "It's Saturday and we are already half like well understaffed on weekends. Like it's just like a skeleton crew that we have on weekends.
Mhm.
And more people asked off and took time off if they were working because we're closed on Easter Day. We're closed on Sundays. So I told her, I was like, no, I think I need to be taking phone calls. And she got super upset with me. She came up to my desk. She's like, because we have like this stupid pay program of how you get paid and there's charts or whatever. And she's like, are your charts bad? Are you in the negative? And I was like, no, but I want to do my job.
Mhm.
I want to do what I'm here for, not, and I don't feel that me taking me off the phone, your most knowledgeable person on the phone today should be off the phone.
Right.
She goes, well, fine. I'm going to tell your lead about this. I was like, that's fine, because I'll tell her for you. And I did. I texted my lead. I was like, hey, I know you're off, but XYZ, and I explained the whole thing. And I was like, this is what I did. And she goes,
Mhm.
no, I support your decision. And I look forward to her email to on Monday as well. I was like, good, great. We could have an agreement on this.
Mhm.
And she did. And she even let me read the email. She goes, I had an encounter with Gwen this weekend. I was like, ooh, an encounter.
It's like you're a Pokemon.
I am. She was not very successful.
No.
Dash was not very effective.
Right.
Yeah, she wanted to get more of her work done, what Shanna said. She wanted to get more of her work done. Or she's like, I would do it, but I need to do more of my work. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not the kind of person that is good at teaching people things if they don't understand the same way I do.
Right.
And I have learned the hard way that I process information very differently. I process information very abstractly from most people. I have to have I have to link it to something or relate it to things. And if someone can't do the same thing or relate it similar to me, then I'm like, I don't know how else to explain this.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. That's just how I'm programmed.
Yeah.
I don't, it's not like me being mean or me not wanting to try. It's just that's not how I am as a person. So, but it's nice to have a lead, my own lead who's in charge of me, be like, yeah, no, she should have not asked you that. Like, good. Glad we can have this agreement.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, she didn't really ask me. Because I said I screenshotted the conversation and sent it to Shanna, and I was like,
Oh.
I was like, and she's like, that's not her asking, that's her telling you. And I'm like, I pretty much felt like she was trying to bully me into doing something. And I was like, no,
Mm-hmm.
no, I'm not doing it. Like I should, if you're asking me to do something, I should have the ability to say no.
Yeah.
If it's a question, if it's a yes or no, I should be fully confident and okay to say no, and then you to say, well, we need to help our teammates. Okay, but I also need to help myself, because if I don't do my job, it affects me.
Mm-hmm.
So your job, you don't have anything that really affects you. If you don't come in and you have to slowly catch up on work, it doesn't really affect you. You're not
Right.
doing what I do. It's differently. So yeah, she was also the person who used to work for Geek Squad and couldn't tell someone how to unlock their keyboard because they hit the shift key for too long and it locked the keyboard. I was
Oh my
like,
God.
oh, yeah. I was like, I thought she worked for Geek Squad. They're like, she did. That's why I asked her. And I was like,
Oh my gosh.
and she didn't know how to unlock your computer, your keyboard, because you hit the shift key for too long. Well, I guess we know why she's not wearing a Geek Squad anymore.
Wow.
Like, I was just like, kind of, yeah, she's not a very decent person at times.
Mm-hmm.
Very backhanded the way she says things.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, well, I don't have to report to her, so I don't care.
That's good at least.
I mean, technically, she is a lead. She's a manager of sorts, but she's not the one I directly report to.
Okay.
So if she doesn't like it, she doesn't like it. It's fine. You can go to my lead and you can complain about it to my lead. And I tell people on the phone, we're like, I want to talk to your manager because I want this, 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 and this. And I'm like, they're going to tell you the exact same thing that I'm telling you. You're going to have the same conversation. I can either help you or you can have the same conversation with somebody else and have them do the same thing.
Right.
It's up to you how much time you want to waste.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't recommend working in customer service.
No.
Lows. Especially after the pandemic. Oh my God. People have gotten worse.
Yeah, they've gotten way more entitled.
Way more entitled. It's insane. I don't understand why my package hasn't shipped. I don't understand why it's taking so long. I don't understand. Well, have you watched the news? Have you paid attention to anything? Do you care? Or I had one person said, you need to go get a whip and go whip people out in the warehouse.
Oh
And
my God.
I'm like, first off, it is 90 degrees here and they're working in a warehouse, so hot, and they work their butts off. There's some people who are shipping out 500 to 600 orders a day. So why don't you come and try it? There was one guy who's like, wow, you're short staffed. And I was like, yeah, everyone's short staffed. And he's like, He goes, well, I could come and help. And I was like, well, if you're going to do that, you can put me down as a reference and I can get a bonus for referring you as an employee.
Yes.
I was like, do you want me to, I have your email. Do you want me to send you a link to our career page? And he was like, I was just kidding. I was like, and I told him, I'm not. I don't think he was expecting that.
Yeah, you gotta get that bonus.
I was like, I'll fill it out for you.
You start Monday.
Oh my gosh, incinerators. So that reminded me, there was a guy. So UPS accidentally switched labels. So something that he sold on eBay ended up coming to us. And when it's a product that we don't know what to do with, like we called the person that it came from, we're like, hey, did you ever own these pairs of shoes? And he was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. So I was like, it must be a UPS accidentally swapped the labels. So after no one has called or tried to claim them, throw them away. Well, they ended up being like $900 pair of shoes.
Oh.
And he was like, called us like 2 months later. I was like, I called the warehouse and I was like, sorry, dude, they've been thrown away. And
Wow.
he was like devastated. I was like, but I mean, I guess you can do a claim with UPS. I mean, I don't know there's nothing I can do.
Yeah, I've heard stories about that.
Always
When
put
something
your
like that
own
happens,
label on your package. I had one guy who's like, I just have lawnmower parts in my box. And I was like, we don't sell lawnmower parts.
Oh
So
my
what
gosh.
happened is boxes popped open, parts were everywhere, and the UPS was just kind of like put stuff in boxes, seal it up, and finish the job. Yeah, I've had that before. I also had a guy call once, and it was in the manufacturer's box. It was a drug test cup. And I had to ask
Oh.
the guy, was it used? And he's like, no, it wasn't used. I was like, oh, God.
Wow.
But someone apparently had to take a test and didn't want to take it, so stuffed it in a box so he
Oh.
didn't get caught.
Wow.
Yeah, that was an interesting conversation to have. I was like, do I call the manufacturer? They're like, well, I guess tell them what part it was in. So I had to call them and be like, so
That's
bad
so
news
awkward.
bears. It was so weird.
That is weird.
We've had someone ship us their car keys on accident.
Oh my
Like,
god.
how did you even get to the UPS store to return it? I don't understand.
Wow.
He's like, I really need those keys. I'll pay any amount of shipping to get them next day. And I was like, okay. Yeah, super weird. That would
Wow.
be me. But you would know, Shanna, you would know eventually, be like, where are my keys?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I put my phone down all the time and I'm like, oh my gosh. I put it somewhere where I normally don't lay down my phone. Where did I put it? It sucks. And then my room's kind of messy because I've been like procrastinating. And I'm just like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I want to go to bed early today, so I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah. It's
There's
easy
been a
to
lot of
do that. I need to do that with my trash. I'm very lazy with trash.
I have a few boxes that need to be taken out.
I
I have a box issue. I have a lot of boxes.
Oh, I
But
do
they're good
too.
boxes. So I'm like, what if I need to ship something in that box? I mean, it's a good box. Maybe that's a millennial thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
Does anyone else
I keep all of my empty boxes where my like laundry room kind of places. Sort of.
There you go.
Kind of.
Like a mini storage room.
Yeah, it's like a little storage room, yeah.
That's helpful. Mine just ends up in this like little corner, and then it just gets kind of bulked up, and I'm like, I know I'm gonna get more boxes, so I might as well just throw them away.
Yeah,
But we have
they're not hard to get.
No, I mean, we just opened up a box today, so
Mine was actually like something you can't reseal, so
no, you like ripped that open. You're like mine.
I had to.
I have very curiously opened up envelopes so I can reuse them. It was a good one.
Yeah.
Use it.
Wait.
Oh man.
Why get rid of it?
Right? Hoarding all the decent boxes, like the really thick, sturdy ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
I still have boxes from my like move from 3 years ago.
Oh yeah.
But that's
There's
mostly because I didn't like really unpack when I moved. I just kind of
well, you probably subconsciously knew you weren't gonna stay there.
yeah.
We got rid of all of our moving boxes and they were expensive. Yeah,
Oh.
moving boxes are expensive. Yep, we have recycle here. It's kind of weird in where I live because it's like certain counties and certain areas have and offer recycle, and some of them just don't even care. They don't even like attempt. It's not even something you can optionally get.
Yeah.
I'm just like, but why? I don't understand.
That's so weird.
Yeah, because when I used to live out in Arizona, when like they got huge into recycling, like the whole county. So pretty much the main county in Arizona is Maricopa County, and that's literally like Phoenix, Mesa, like all the major heavy populated cities are in that county. And like it was just part of, you didn't have to pay extra, it was just recycled. Everyone had
Okay.
recycling. And then they gave you like 4 bins because they wanted you to sort it. But I mean, I don't know how it is now, but that's how it was when I was a kid. That was like
Interesting.
in the 90s. You know, not that long ago. Yeah, if you put anything out for free on the curb, someone's going to take it within a matter of minutes.
Oh, I know. My old apartment used to put out like tons of stuff.
And they would just disappear.
Yeah, it's like chairs and pots and pans and like toys.
Yeah. Especially kid stuff. Oh my God.
I
It's
think
crazy.
someone even left out a couch once, and I was like,
Oh, we
okay.
left out a couch literally within like, we turned around and someone was like, that couch for free? And we're like, yeah, it's kind of broken though. They're like, oh, we're putting in the basement where all our teenage kids likes to run around and play video games and stuff. It's going to get broken anyway. And I was like, have at it.
Go
It's
for
broken
it.
in. It's perfect fit. Everyone's always looking for boxes. I usually get all mine from my parents. They have like a hoard of boxes in their basement. And people take stuff here and it's crazy. We put all like tons of stuff out and it just disappears.
Yeah.
We live more of like Shannon kind of lives like in the definition of like, not that this fits you, but like the housewife suburbia where it's like everyone has that perfect lawn. Like that's kind of like you don't put that out there. You know, that's right. Like it's just like so strange how like some areas are like that and some areas are like, hey, as long as it's not there for more than a day, we don't care. You have loud neighbors. Do you have Leadfoot Lenny above you?
What? No, I
I don't know.
okay. It just like messed up for a second.
Yeah.
I thought we
I
lost
was like, oh no.
Oh, it might be my internet. I don't know.
Who knows? Oh, internet is always going out. That's what I used to call my upstairs neighbor. I had Leadfoot Lenny. I had across the hall. I don't remember what they called them, but they smelled bad. They I had to buy this spray called Funk Away, and I had spray it in the hallway and in front of my front door. Like it was bad. They put a new carpet in the hallway, and literally within a matter of months, coming out of their apartment and down the stairs was just black.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was like, this is not even like a year old carpet. Like this is brand new carpet. I'm like that. So the stinky people, and then I eventually heard the neighbor that I shared a bedroom wall with, and I dubbed her Moaning Myrtle.
Oh my god.
Because that happened at 2:00 in the morning. And I was like, on a Wednesday, you couldn't wait until like Saturday or something. Go in your living room.
Yeah.
Ugh. And the guy downstairs was always like, playing really loud, like I'm assuming it was a video game because the sound sounded like identical. So unless he was watching the same movie or kind of movie, it had to have been some sort of like, I never heard any like gunshots, but just kind of like low bass. And I
Yeah.
was like, who am I living around? Because these people are just characters.
Yeah, my old roommate was awful,
That would-
but we don't have to talk about that.
I've had someone said that they used to live underneath someone that would occasionally break out the power tools at 2 a.m. I've
Oh
literally
my
heard someone have
god.
like a table power saw, and I'm like, how? What you doing? What's
I don't
going
want to
on?
know. I don't want to know.
What's going on? What do you need a table saw for?
Oh my god. I've seen this movie.
And they got shot by somebody? Well, yeah, I guess if someone pissed them off enough times at 2 o'clock in the morning doing like a DIY it yourself. Not me, just to be clear. Are you sure? Are you just trying to forget? I try to forget things sometimes. My dad used to tell me if you remember it enough over and over again, you start to forget it. I was like, yeah, but then I have to bring up bad memories I don't want to think about. And he goes, but eventually you'll forget. And I was like, Dad, I don't know how good this advice is. I don't know if I
Yeah.
want to vibe with this advice, Dad, but okay. Have you ever gotten strange advice from somebody?
I've met strange people. I can't think of like exactly
Advice.
what advice, but
So both my parents had advice about underwear.
mm,
So my dad would always say, you never know when you need a clean pair of underwear. So always make sure you have a clean pair just in case. And I was like, I'm
okay.
guessing you've had an accident somewhere along the lines here, Dad, as I'm what I'm assuming.
Mm,
So that always caused me to pack. If I'm gone for 3 days, I'd pack enough underwear for like a month because I was always paranoid. And then my mom would always say, now, you don't wear black underwear unless you want someone to see it. So I was
oh
always
my
nervous. I'm
gosh.
like, is she going to be accusing me of something if I have black underwear?
Wow.
So for the longest time, I avoided black underwear, even if it was just like basic underwear. I don't know if I'd want an underwear vending machine. I don't know how much I
Yeah.
would. Aren't most of those like for like the quote unquote used underwear? Yeah.
My underwear is always multicolored. Depending on my mood.
Depending on how spicy I feel like.
Yeah.
Like
Of
new
course,
clean
yeah.
ones, not used ones. They have ones with used ones in it for people to buy who have that's their thing is owning you. Apparently that's like a huge like market where you can just wear it for a day and then ship it off to this company and then they'll sell it for you.
Wow.
Bonkers. There's so many strange ways to make money these days.
Crazy.
Hmm. I've actually started donating plasma
Oh.
because you can get money from that. And that's why I never liked donating blood because I didn't like the fact that they were taking my blood for free, but then charging someone at the hospital an arm and a leg for it.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't like the fact that I'm giving you something and you're charging someone for it. I feel like if I'm donating my blood, then that person should have free access to that if they are in need of it. But
Hmm.
with plasma, they pay you for it. So I was like, hey, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. It's okay.
Right.
And because you're donating it, they gift you the money. You don't have to claim it on your taxes.
Oh, nice.
I was like, score. Because you're not an employee. They don't see it as a purchasing transaction or a selling transaction. You're
Hmm.
donating, so they're gifting you the money. Just in case anyone's looking for extra cash.
Hmm. Interesting.
Because actually, I thought it was an interesting process because the facility I go to, they like answer any of all of your questions and they're like explaining what the machine is doing and what it does and what they're actually doing. Because it's like they draw the blood, but then they extract the plasma and then they give you black or red blood cells.
Hmm.
So you're actually not, they're removing what they need, but then they give you back everything else.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So, because your plasma's in your blood, but they don't want your blood, they want what's the plasma in.
I see. Okay.
True. I guess not all plasma places are created equal. It's probably with any facility, shop, store.
Mm-hmm.
I get selling feet pics, but underwear I could never. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want someone smelling my personal stuff. That's just,
No.
I don't know, weird.
We've come a
Oh,
long way from talking about books and manga.
now we're talking about plasma. Shanna said a guy that she worked with donated plasma for gambling money.
Oh, that's bad.
That's bad defeat an addiction.
He's gonna die.
See, mine had bad reviews as well. That's why I was a little nervous at
Mm.
first. But when I got there, it got really busy. Like a ton of people came in all at once, and they had two people in the front that were already helping people. I had like the first time I went, they had to like set up my profile, check my information and all this
Mhm.
stuff. Um,
Good night, Shanna.
night.
I'm probably gonna have to go too soon-ish, but
Who needs
because I'm
sleep?
tired. Well, I just have a dog I need to walk.
You can get on this little adventure.
I know she came over here like a little while ago, and she was like,
Oh, she was like,
"Mm."
it's time. But people were getting frustrated because they were waiting, and I was like,
Mhm.
well, you know,
You
yes,
have
they
to
are
wait.
paying you to be here and for your donation, but also they have to do their job, and they, you know, only have so many people, and people were getting like,
Right.
I can't believe it's taking so long. I was like, this is why this place has bad reviews. It's because Karens and Chads.
Yeah.
And it's just, but everyone there was super, super nice. Anytime they're like setting me up, they're like, the needle didn't hurt, did it? I'm like, no. I
Oh.
mean, it does, but I mean, there's no way around it. I
Yeah.
mean,
True.
stabbing me, but they always check on you. And I mean,
That's
at least
good.
at my facility. So they're all very, very nice. I like them a lot. So it definitely has its perks when you go somewhere that's nice, regardless if it's something like that, a dentist or
Mm.
Starbucks. So,
Yeah.
because there's been places where I'll drive farther away because I just, nope, had a
Oh
bad
yeah.
experience or someone's attitude.
Mhm.
I'm just like, nope.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
It's just, I want to, if I'm going to give someone my money and my service, I'm going to go to places that people that care and people don't just see me as a transaction. Like they don't have to remember my name, but just to be nice and courteous
Yeah.
and stuff. So, because we went to, where did we go? I was looking for pants and we went to a place called Maurice's, and like we walked in and like literally an employee like walked right past us. And anytime I've worked in person retail, you always greet people when they come in so you acknowledge that they're
Yeah.
there. And I was
Mhm.
just kind of like, my sister's like, oh, I can't find the kind of jeans you're really looking for. And she kind of said it kind of loud, and they just walked away. And I'm like, okay, I guess we're on our own. We're just gonna
Oh.
look everything. I mean, we found what I wanted and stuff, but it was just like, I don't know, kind of taken back a little bit because
Yeah.
since especially like I had a lead who helped me really grow with like presenting myself as a customer service phone person
Mhm.
and really being able to like understand and like just having your own like personality, like still like get the job done, but still have like make it less transactional and make it more like, your corner store person that you always go and get your coffee every morning and hey Joe,
Mhm.
what's up or whatever. It's kind of, and then when I don't get that, not that I expect it, but just like a hi or hello or just like, hey, just letting you know we have
Yeah.
these things, kind of like, because I don't like to be too bothered when I shop, but I like to at least, I don't know, be acknowledged, maybe.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to be pampered, not buying $2,000 Chanel bag or something like that. I don't need to be pampered, but
Right.
I do want to feel like a person.
Yeah.
Not just, yeah.
That should be a standard everywhere.
Yeah. But so many places just flat out do not. And it's terrible.
I know.
And it's just, and then other people are just assume everyone else is going to be the same. Oh, it's just a barista, or it's just it's just a waitress or a waiter. Like, no, a lot of those people do bust their butts.
Yeah.
So I went to the Cheesecake Factory with a friend a couple weeks ago, and this
Mhm.
girl who was our waitress was so pretty and had such like the perfect, like this her like charisma, her personality, the way she talked, the way she was just like not on top of us, but like was always there when we needed her. And I was like, why is she here at a Cheesecake Factory in a mall? Like
Yeah.
she could be doing anything, but I was like, she has her regulars and she makes great tips. That's why she's still here.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's why. She has her people who are probably tipping her really good.
Yep. Good for
And
her.
yeah. And I was actually kind of surprised because she had like neck tattoos. She
Mhm.
had like big gauged ears, tattoo or piercings, several piercings on her face. And I was like, good for Cheesecake Factory, letting people just
Yeah.
not be like an everyday person, like having to cover themselves. Like
Yeah. That's
just
awesome.
being who they like, just be yourself, be a clean version of yourself, which obviously if you're going to work, you should be smell nice. But
Mhm.
when I worked
Yep.
at the music section in Barnes and Noble, we are expected to approach every person who entered the area that to make ourselves available for questions. See, and then that too.
Yep.
Like, are you going to help me if I ask you a question? Or it makes you more approachable when
Right.
you
Right.
say, hey, my name is Sally. I'm stocking some things in the back. Don't hesitate to holler, yell if you need me. I'll help you with anything that you need, you know.
Oh. Yeah. I've heard of that. That there's like people that will like pretend to
Yeah,
be
the
a
secret.
shopper. Yeah.
So I worked at a maternity store and their secret shopper thing was intense. So you had to
Ooh.
greet the person. I never did half the stuff I was supposed to do because I thought it was invasive. Someone is pregnant, they're shopping, they already don't want to be there, they're already flustered. Why am I going to put more hassle on them? So
Mhm.
originally what we had to do was approach them and then tell them about any sales or anything, tell them our names or whatnot, and then tell them about this great credit card that we had to offer.
Mhm.
And then there was, I can't remember exactly what they called it, but it was like you had to start adding clothes into a fitting room for them. Like, oh, let me put that in the fitting room for you. But then you were supposed to add more items in the fitting room and tell them, oh, I added some extra items in there for you to try on.
Oh.
Yeah. And you had to equate the amount of clothes that they wanted you to add extra into the fitting room was like close to $600.
Oh my
Now,
gosh.
the price point of the maternity store I worked at was like the lower price points of the company because they had three different stores varying in pricing. And um so like that was a lot of clothes to equal out that much amount of money. Like that would be like four pairs of jeans, five or six tops, maybe some bras or some other things. And I was just like, that's a lot. Like I've never been pregnant, but you're carrying around like you're growing something, like
Yeah. That
I know
seems
people
really
get
like
exhausted, they get
exploitative.
tired. I always hear,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's so hot. Oh, it's so hot." I'm like, I know, and we have no control over. We can't go below a certain temperature and stuff." And it was just, I just never did that because I was like, they're here for a reason. They probably know what they want. If they want a little bit of assistance, I'll definitely help them. If they're looking for
Mhm.
a certain kind of thing, then sure, I'll help them. But I'm not going to force a whole bunch of clothes for them to try. That's just
Right.
I would hate walking
That's
into
a
a
little
fitting room
too
being like,
much.
"What the heck is this? I don't want this. Why is this in here?"
Yep.
And then they'll probably leave it in there, and it's just more work for us to put back away.
Yep.
So what's the point? And then you had to, as they're in the fitting room, bring up the damn credit card again. And then when you're checking them out, you had to ask them if they wanted to be part of the parenting magazine, which is free for 3 months, but then it auto charges you after those 3 months, and it doesn't warn you or tell you. And the only way for them to cancel it is call and cancel. And then we had to bring up the credit card
Wow.
again at checkout. Yeah, I hated it.
That's a
I was
lot.
like, if Secret Shopper comes, I guess I'm just failing because I don't feel like that's doing our customer service. That's not how they should
Wow.
be treated. Luckily, I never ran into one, so I never got graded.
Wow.
I know. I worked here for like
That's
3 years and
lucky.
never had one.
Yeah, they do that at GameStop.
Yes, GameStop is very, and it sucks because
That's
they,
yeah,
they're doing it because they have to,
they have to, yeah.
and it's ridiculous.
Mhm.
It does, because it's like you don't want to. It sucks when you have to keep telling somebody no, and then like for me, I had to present this credit card 3 times to this person, and it's like they don't understand how this like they must not be whoever came up with this never was pregnant.
Mhm.
To experience just the invasion of space. Like, just leave me alone, please.
Yeah.
Now, at my job, we're supposed to suggest parts that may be helpful. Like, if they're buying, like, for instance, if you were buying something to make a cake
Okay.
and you noticed, like, if maybe that was the kind of store, like, you sold baking supplies and you're like, you don't have a whisk. Did you need a whisk? No, I already have one. Okay. Well, I just saw you had everything else but the whisk. So I just wanted to make sure. Like, that's what we would do.
Mhm.
Like, oh, you bought, you know, shoes, but do you need socks? Like, that would make sense at a shoe store. Like, oh, do you need some socks? No, I have way too many. Okay. I mean, that would make sense. You know,
Yeah.
you're buying shampoo. Well, do you need the partnering conditioner with that? No, I bought a big thing last time. Okay. Like, that would make,
Yeah, that's a
that's,
little different.
yeah.
Yeah.
But to just, here's this completely unrelated item. Because I used to work at Things Remembered, and we would always have this item for sale that was like at a discount when they made it when someone would purchase something, and
Mhm.
we'd always be like, hey, look at this really cool clock, it's digital and it does all this, and you can engrave whatever you want on it for $20.
Mm.
And it's like, yeah, are we really going to be suggesting this very office thing to somebody who's buying something for someone's wedding anniversary? It doesn't make any sense. It's not fitting.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I feel like, see, I would want to be a secret shopper to be like, to actually like,
Mhm.
as I know you're supposed to do things, but doing something that you're supposed to be told and providing good customer service is two totally different things.
Right.
Because I've had someone who offered me a job while I was working, but she worked at Macy's in the makeup section. She goes, "Oh, you have to have a full face." I'm like, "I don't wear makeup. So unless someone is going to put makeup on
Oh.
me every single day, it ain't happening." She goes, "But you're so good." And I'm like, "I don't wear makeup. Like, I don't even know like what I need to start with. I know it's foundation, I assume, because of the name
Mm.
alone. But like everything else, it's just there's so much that goes into makeup now that I'm like, it's too much.
That's crazy.
I used to just do eyeliner when I was in high school. Thick
Mhm.
eyeliner. I was a punk kid in high school. And I wanted nothing to do with pink, but now look at me. Pink hair.
I can see that.
Pink is my walls are pink in my room. My
Oh,
walls are pink. They're kind of like a this color pink. Maybe a little
that's
bit
cute.
lighter. But yeah, pink. Pink's my color.
Mhm. You
Used
want
to
to
be
hear?
green.
Oh yeah, I love green too.
I like all color now, but I definitely
Mhm.
always gravitate towards pink. Oh, look, it's a pink hat. It's fuzzy.
I love pink.
It's a great color. It makes me happy. And you
Yeah.
know what? Do whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
Books, video games, collectibles, cups, mugs. I like to collect pens when I go places. That's
Oh
my
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I like
That's
getting
fun.
the Hard Rock Cafe pens.
Ooh.
And I'm picky. I can't just be any pen. It has to be of the location, the city that it's in. And I probably shouldn't be doing this, but I will remove the pen. If it says limited edition, I'll remove the pen to look at the back and see how many limited they are. And I'll try to
Oh.
find the one with the least amount printed.
Oh wow.
And I buy that one.
Oh my god, that's amazing. I love that though.
Like if I'm gonna be buying something, like I know, like I've never like sold or traded or anything for Hard Rock Cafe pins, but I know it's like
Mhm.
it's a big thing. Even on their if you log in and make a profile account on Hard Rock Cafe's website, you can actually
Mhm.
track your pins. Like they have a whole catalog of all their
Oh,
pins.
that's
And when you make a
crazy.
purchase, if you put it under, if you give them the correct email that's under your account, it automatically will add the pin to your account.
Wow.
Bonkers, right?
That's crazy.
It's also a huge collecting and trading for smashed pennies. 'Cause I also do collect those as well.
Oh, I used to have a couple of those.
I love them. I love so there's a website that will tell you where machines, like if you're going somewhere, you can look up that area and see where machines are.
Mhm.
And yeah, I've been very guilty of looking that up. I even bought a special one that someone was printing online for the eclipse that we had a couple of years ago.
Oh, wow.
So I have that one. I also have a Sailor Moon one from Universal in Tokyo.
Oh, that's so cool.
I guess it's not a penny. I don't think they use currency to do that. I think they just use like just a metal, a brass
Oh, okay.
penny, like because they're bigger. They're a little bit bigger
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
than the penny size. But
I've seen them, yeah.
I found one actually in Rome when I went there years ago.
Mhm.
It smashed like a half euro or something. I don't remember. I don't know all the different versions of a euro, but yeah, so I have ones from Rome. I was with my husband and I was like, "Oh my god, I need change." He's like, "Oh my god, this is
Oh.
embarrassing." So he had to go ask to get change for me because I refused to ask.
Mhm.
So I made him get me change. So he's like, "Do
Oh,
you have enough?" And I was like, "I think so."
that's nice of him though.
I've put him through so much torture, so he's survived this long.
Mhm.
Oh, someone says they have to leave.
Okay. Well, it's good seeing you, Kitty.
Thank you
Bye.
for
Thanks for
joining.
joining us.
I guess you probably need to go.
Yeah, I should walk my doggy,
Your puppy dog.
who's probably asleep. Nope, she's staring at me.
She's like, and where are you going?
Yeah.
Talk.
Yeah, I know. TikTok, that's where I'm going. One more thing before I go, just because
Yeah.
I saw it, I was like browsing eBay. So
Mhm.
I found some manga lots. Do you want
Mhm.
to guess the price of the manga lot?
69.
No. Okay, let me describe it to you first. Okay.
Okay.
So it's 10 volumes of Lovecom, which are all library copies. Okay. And this is an out of print shoujo manga. How much do you think it's worth? How much do you think they're charging?
I think someone would try to get like $600 out of it.
You're way too high, but you're in the right ballpark.
300?
Yep.
Oh my
Now,
god.
what's the shipping?
Oh my god. See, and then they sell something for so much and it's like you're going to still charge me $50 in shipping?
Yep, it was 30.
Oh my god. I've had that before where like with the photo cards I was mentioning, they'll sell it for
Mhm.
like $200 and they're like $5 shipping and I'm like, "Bro, you couldn't throw in a little bit of free shipping there." God.
Wow. And then I found one more. It's the complete set of Nana.
Oh my God, that's probably like $1,000.
Yep.
Is
It's
it really?
900.
Is it
But the
999
shipping's
and
only $5.
shipping's only $5? Oh, you get a discount.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Aren't they reprinting Nana?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, good. That's
Yeah,
probably a good
they're on
thing.
like volume 4 or 5 now.
Oh,
So
okay, so it's already started to come out.
yeah, I would buy them if you want them soon.
If you actually want them, you should probably just buy them as they come out.
Yeah.
Because they're probably selling out and then just waiting for more to be printed, probably.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
It's insane. It's kind of fascinating though. It's kind of fun to like see what crazy prices people are charging. That
Oh yeah, I
volume.
love seeing those. Just seeing like
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at prices for a Sailor Moon figure that I have, and someone was trying
Oh,
to sell it for like it's the one of the Sailor Pluto Figure Art Zero ones, and someone was selling it on eBay for like $600, and I was like, it's actually a good paint job for their history of paint jobs for that line of figures, but at most it's maybe a $60 figure
yeah.
at most. I don't know what my most expensive one.
I've
I have
never
no
bought
idea.
anything like more than. Oh, I guess my most expensive figure I bought was probably the Nishinoya for like 60
It's
recently.
actually not that bad.
No, I'm very picky.
Yeah, and prices of figure, like we said earlier, is just I bought I actually have a cast off. It's they did two versions. It was like one was a black version where she has a black it's a Odette, and I don't remember what the other girl's name is. So they have ballerina dresses. One's black and one's white.
Okay.
And originally she's a 1/6 scale, so she's a pretty big girl.
Oh yeah.
And she ended up somehow in like a bargain bin at like Hobby Link Japan, and I was like
Oh.
$60 for her. And now like I've seen some
Oh,
like crazy prices, and I was like, she's a beautiful figure. Like
that's amazing.
I love her. She's so pretty. Because I usually am not a cast off person, but I was like, that figure is beautiful. I must have.
That's awesome.
My sister does have a D-Dolph with cast off figures on the bottom, and it's just boobs. I was like, there's some pretty good boobs in there. I'm a little jealous.
Yeah.
They're too perfect. Oh
That's
man.
amazing.
This house has a lot of just random, like, because it's my sister and her girlfriend, and her girlfriend really likes Marvel. They both like
Mhm.
ball jointed dolls. Um, her girlfriend likes LOLs and Monster High dolls.
Oh,
So
yep,
she's
yep.
got a lot of those.
I have a friend who's really into those.
Tons of enamel pins between all of us because we all like enamel pins.
Mhm.
Tons of video games. It's a nerd house.
Mine too.
It's a good place to be.
No.
I like a collector's, like, I don't know. I enjoy seeing people's collections, and I enjoy sharing my collections with someone's like, you want to see my collection? I'm like, yes, as long as they're not a collection of toenails. Yes, I would.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
my
don't like,
whole apartment is basically my collection now.
I love it. It's
I'm
your, it's your
slowly it's my place
personal,
now. Yeah.
it's your personal, museum.
Yeah.
I love it. Yay.
Full of gays and shoujo manga.
Yes. Love that vibe.
Mhm.
That's how you can test if they're a good person, if they feel uncomfortable in your apartment.
Oh yeah, true. Most of them
They're
won't
like,
know what it is though, unless they flip through it. And then I'm like, okay, well, here you go.
I ran into a TikTok and someone was saying something about what they say, like dirty yowie, dirty yowie, dirty yowie, or dirty BL or something, or like, and they're like, what are you white reading? Yowie? What are you reading? And it was like the Dick Fighting Club, or
Yeah, Dick Fat Island.
and then they're like, it's really good. He goes,
I
what
think I
is
know
it?
that.
He goes,
I
it's
think
Yowie too, with
I think
Dick.
I've seen
And I was
that.
like, oh my god.
I've seen that person.
It's just like,
Is she like Australian or maybe New Zealand? I don't know.
I don't remember. It was a while ago when I ran
Maybe
into it.
not.
They're just like walking around in a bookstore, and they're like, "Find the dirty Yowie, find the dirty Yowie, find the
Oh,
dirty
okay.
Yowie."
I'm
And they go
thinking of
around
a
the corner
different.
like, "What you reading?" Yaoi. And what you reading? Yaoi.
That's amazing.
Quarantine makes people read yaoi.
It also brings out the kids.
Oh my god.
I've
I
had
love
I've had encounters at the bookstore where people are like, "Oh, this is a insert gay slur here
ugh,
manga,"
people
and
are
I'm
so
like,
gross.
"Wow, I can't believe people still use that word in 2022." But okay,
Like, it just needs to be not part of people's vocabularies.
no. I mean, they were kids, but still, like,
But still, they heard it somewhere. Someone taught them that word.
I know,
We
probably
don't
their
just make
parents.
probably a grandparent, to be
Yeah,
honest.
that grandparent. Yeah.
Because like I knew none of like any slang that just my parents were not about teaching us any of that. So when someone would say
Hmm.
something and I'm like, I don't know what that means. So like, what do you mean you don't know what that means? That's an offensive word for blah blah blah. And I'm like, my parents didn't feel the need to teach me those things, so I don't know them.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. And I didn't know this guy was being racist, but we were in an
Oh.
Uber in Chicago and it was me, my sister, and her girlfriend. And one of my sister's girlfriend was talking to the driver and he goes, yeah, I don't really like this area, it's too dark. And I looked outside and I was like, they could add a few more streetlights, I think. It is like I mean like
Oh my god. No,
I
I would
was like,
literally say the same thing. I'm so gullible. I
well, I didn't
everything.
say anything. And I was like, it was kind of weird for the Uber driver to point out that there needed to be more streetlights. And she was like, that's not what he was talking about. And I was
Oh my
like,
god.
oh.
That's horrible. But I would also like think, oh yeah, I guess.
Like I just totally didn't even phase me. Like I'm just the kind of person like that kind of conversation is just not one that I have. And I
Mm-mm.
that just doesn't exist in my life. So when someone is, I'm just like, oh yeah, they could use a few more streetlights. Midwest always doesn't have because I grew up in Arizona and they had like
Mm-hmm.
all the roads were lit up, all the
Yeah.
sidewalks, everything was lit up at night. It was very safe to walk around. And like when I moved here, and I'm like, what do you mean there's no streetlights? What do you mean there's no sidewalks? Like there's just none in the Midwest. It just doesn't
Yeah.
exist.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was like, I literally was like looking around, looking out the window. I'm like, yeah, they could use a few more street lamps. Yeah, I think they could. I think it would be safer. Make people feel more safer and see not when cars are driving by. Nope, nope, nope.
I love that.
The best kind of ignorance to have.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I'd rather have ignorance to this than anything else. It's just
Mm-hmm.
it's not part of. Yeah, doesn't exist in my life.
Yeah.
It's unnecessary. It's unnecessary evil and negativity that just doesn't need to exist.
Right. I agree.
Everything just needs to be sunshine and daisies
Yes.
and full of rainbows and yaoi and video games and otome and
Mm-hmm.
K-pop and books. It's what makes the world go round. It's what
Yep.
makes me happy, at least.
Agreed. And on that note, thank you for joining us on this night. To the
Yes,
two
you're
people
very
listening.
weird.
Thank you for staying with us for 3.5 hours.
Oh my god, it has. I hate it that it tells you too, and it's
I
like
know. I don't want to
not like
know.
that. Oh well. Well, I
But
loved having this chat.
yeah, it was so
It was
fun.
fun. I'm glad we could make time for it.
Yeah, we'll have to do it again sometime.
Yes, with more of our crew.
I know. I almost didn't. Well, we'll talk about it. But yeah. I forget we're live. Anyway,
Bye.
bye.